You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hey, what is up? Another Thursday live for Reconnected. I am not in my normal place. I am at my sister-in-law's house. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, back for the first time in almost 8 months, Mr. Chris Stachiw. Hello.
Welcome myself back here. I am back for a moment. We may never know how long, but I'm here.
Hopefully, at least for tonight. How's everything been?
Interesting. 8 months. Has it really been that long?
May of last year, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, it has been quite a interesting 8 months since last time I was on here. A lot of life changes, a lot of professional changes with you and I, which is more exciting for me than anything else at this point in time, frankly. Not a whole lot of podcasting. The podcasting has kind of just been here at like about a middle level. But everybody else at Weirding Way Media, where I am the co-founder of the podcast network, is still busting their collective tookuses, as one might say, collectively. So if you're looking for podcasting stuff that's not Ryan's, which you should, because Ryan is not the only one who makes amazing audio content. I can speak to that directly. WeirdingWayMedia.com is where you can go to check out all the things that myself and the others on my network do together. So, yeah.
That is true. Glad you're here. Been a long time. We will talk about more and more tonight. As we go through the night, I want to share, I am here in a very different environment because I'm flying to Seattle tomorrow morning. And my home is like an hour drive to the airport. And I'd rather get some sleep after the show rather than driving at 4 o'clock in the frickin' morning to get to the airport. So I am here. And I am excited. What have you been? I'm okay. It's been a busy week. Lots of stuff.
Ryan Verrill had a busy week, and water is wet, folks.
Ever so slightly busy. You have been a part of my week with a lot of things going on. I'm curious because we've not really checked in this week about what we've been watching. What have you been checking out movie-wise?
What have I been checking out movie-wise? So, funny enough, this afternoon, I actually watched something that I can guarantee most people either didn't watch. I know most people didn't even know it was happening for the most part until it was announced. And then it was like, wait, they're making a spiritual reboot sequel, reimagining meta sequel to Anaconda?
Well, we were going to talk about that release tonight, so tell us all about it. What'd you feel?
Why? I could not for the life of me by the end of the film ascertain as to why the film was made, because in a lot of ways it felt like a hodgepodge, poor rejigsawing of a lot of other things. It felt kind of like Jumanji. It felt kind of like Minecraft. It felt kind of like a lot of other of those meta sequel type things. And I don't know. It didn't have the charm of those other movies. And that, I think, for something like a Minecraft or a Jumanji, I think for me, like those movies, the chemistry in the chemistry amongst the main cast was so much more interesting. And I think it was so much more like well thought out. And I really couldn't understand, other than maybe because Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez wanted to come back and cameo in an Anaconda movie, and this was the only way to do it without them having to commit to being in a real Anaconda movie.
Right.
I don't know. I would say if you're interested in checking it out, maybe watch it. I love Steve Zahn. I love Paul Rudd, and Jack Black is Jack Black for good and for bad. So I don't know. It was weird. It was one of those movies where by the end of it, I was like, did ChatGPT make this? Like, is this a creative enough endeavor to have justified spending, however many millions of dollars they did. So not my favorite thing I've seen this week.
I also enjoy Steve Zahn. I can't think. Is there anything he's done in the last 5 years?
Well, he was in The Righteous Gemstones season 3. He was really good in that. He's good in this. I always think of Strange Wilderness when I think of Steve Zahn. And the thing with the goblin shark and the like that's and I mean Steve Zahn was really good in those Planet of the Apes movies. I believe it was the second and third one. I know he did mocap in the second one. He maybe did mocap in the third one even. But I love Steve Zahn. So that was, it was like a selling point for me that he was in it. And then it was just like, I don't know. Thandie Newton is there for again, it's just weird. They didn't have the chemistry that they should have. And if they had the chemistry of a Minecraft movie, it probably could have carried the movie over the finish line, because I think that Minecraft movie, when I watched it, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, but that was based primarily on the chemistry of the 4 principal actors. So yeah, that was my response when I watched the Minecraft movie was I'm enjoying this. So,
I feel like Jack Black has chemistry with everybody. So
yeah, it's not Jack Black's fault. I think maybe the writing doesn't serve the 4 of them the best. So I don't know. I see what they were going for. I don't think it was as successful as those other films. And I don't think anybody really talked about that Anaconda movie, since it's been out. It didn't make any waves
much.
Per se. Yeah. So
in our chat, my friend Robert Hubbard says, so that's what Stachiw looks like.
Yep. Congratulations. Now all those times you've hated my voice, now you can put a voice to a face. So there you go. Congratulations.
Yay.
That's hopefully that's me to you. So
hopefully that's not the case. This week, showed my kids a couple of movies for the first time that you'll appreciate, because you and I have talked about at least one of them. No, we've talked about 2 of them together, actually. I showed my kids for the first time The Blair Witch Project. Fun movie.
Talking about the original or the remake?
Oh, the original, of course. Come on. Had a good time. Spencer whimpered while sitting on my lap for much of the movie. And then the big one that I was stoked to be able to share them, I showed them The Sixth Sense.
Nice.
That was a good time.
How did they feel about that?
Neither one saw the twist coming. That was important. That was a big thing. Jonah was like, nah, wait, no. He genuinely got him. It was pretty good.
Nice. No, yeah, I was about to say I don't know who else could be taken by surprise for the twist in The Sixth Sense anymore, other than people who weren't alive when the film came out and
or don't have access to free internet for most of their life so far.
Right. Well, that's not a given for any of us anymore. So
that is true. I also caught up again with the movie that I love, and I just want to champion again because I feel like a lot of people sleep on it, and I know it got a Severn Blu-ray release a few years ago, but I got an episode coming up with the New World Pictures podcast, and I want to highlight that, but I also want to say everybody, and I mean everybody, that has not seen The Boys Next Door from Severn Films by Penelope Spheris, please go watch the movie. Charlie Sheen, Maxwell Caulfield, both doing literally some of the best work in their career as just really heinous, awful troublemakers in a movie that is scary and weird and very homophobic and super, super well made. Penelope Spheris has always been great. Love that movie, and I really hope people check it out that haven't, because it is so, so good.
She has a huge range as a director. I love Penelope Spheris' range as a director. To go from the Fall of Western Civilization to The Little Rascals.
I was about to say, what is your favorite Penelope Spheris film then?
Well, as a child, it would have been The Little Rascals because I saw it so much. But as an adult, it's The Decline of Western Civilization. So, and I know that might ruffle some Wayne's World feathers, but I'm a Fall of Western Civilization guy. So
I just know you love the cameos in Little Rascals specifically.
I do. I mean, there is a cameo in that movie that I think is very telling for the person who is in it. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. You're the best son money can buy. How many times have you heard that?
Or said that literally
to your own children.
As far as pickups, since I'm in my sister-in-law's house, I have nothing with me. What about you? You've been purchasing anything? I know you're a card collector. You've got all kinds of things that you're checking out. Anything you want to talk about or share?
I was going to say, it's been in terms of things that I've picked up or things that I've watched or things that I have been engaging in, the physical media space, you and I have talked about this a lot. Like I've been getting back into it a lot more. So actually, since the last time we talked, I picked up Stop Making Sense in Midsommar on the A24. Yeah, they're not steel books, but they're those really high end.
Yeah.
Those really high-end collector's editions that they were selling at Walmart, which will never, because that's where I bought them, which will never not crack me up. Like, it's just walking down the aisles at Walmart and seeing that and just being like, that's a spontaneous purchase I didn't expect to make today. Normally it's like a stick of gum or a Red Bull, not $120 worth of Blu-rays. So I bought those in the last 8 months. I do a lot of card collecting. I do a lot of other thing collecting, but I honestly, in the last 18 months, 2 years, I've been more just trying to downsize the stuff that I have. So I have not been loading up on things. I will say, though, if you're a fan of The Simpsons, it's nice to see that we're finally getting physical products from the show being released in some capacity, because I look to my right and I see a talking haunted Krusty doll from the Treehouse of Horrors. I think it's 1 or 2, maybe even the third one. And they've made the phone from Moe's Tavern, or they've made the Funzo doll, or they made all kinds of things. So, I mean, in terms of physical things, not much. I'm looking to change that this year, though, because there's a lot of stuff coming out this year that I'm really excited about. And, getting more into the physical media space with you directly with Antenna, I think will lead to me spending probably more money on physical media, just because I'm constantly being exposed to it in a substantive way. So, no, that's all I've got.
I did an interview for Antenna today, and Billy Ray and I got asked, what is your favorite special feature that you've ever seen? And immediately my mind was like, I don't want to list 54 of them. And it's so difficult to pick one of those things, but yes.
I have an answer.
Hit us.
Well, can I say it's a collective answer, but I think the answer is technically always the same. Every single The Sideshow Bob stepping on Rake's noise is a genuine meme noise of the highest degree. The Simpsons, for me, is my meme show. It's the thing that I come back to where all the memes of my life with most of my friends come from. I was going to say, for me, the physical, all of this physical media stuff that you and I have been doing has really been pushing me to reassess whether or not I want to collect more. And I think that for me, you have always been such a positive force for me to want to collect more. Cause I think the physical media space is so important now because of the way the streaming kind of system is becoming more and more monopolized. And it's essentially becoming once again a vertical pipe that we're all going to have to drink from. So I'm just glad, like I said, that I get to be exposed to more physical media stuff with you through Antenna, because otherwise I really was kind of out of the physical media game, which is crazy because, I have so many DVDs and Blu-rays in my parents' house and here in my basement. At one point I just stopped. So I'm glad that there will be a time now where the stopping is gone. So, but, and it is hard to downsize when you want to buy other things. So, discs don't take up that much space, right, Ryan?
One disc does not. Turns out 1,000 does.
Yeah. Stacked on top of each other. How many does it take to reach the moon?
Mac and Cheese is asking, will Antenna put out innovative low-budget genre films too? Absolutely. Literally watched 2 today that I am meeting with a filmmaker about because I truly loved it, and can't wait to see if we can make a deal on that one because it was exciting. And Mac and Cheese, if you know of anything that I maybe have not seen, please send it in. Send an email to us at info@antennareleasing.com, whether that is just a list of a suggestion or a link to a site or a filmmaker that you're excited about or somebody that you want us to check out. And I can guarantee you somebody on the team will watch every single one that you put forward. Literally, we have absolutely done that so far, had a discussion on every single title, and it has been very eye-opening to see what is out there and not getting distribution, because some of these are genuinely great and still not getting anything, which is weird.
I would say pretty much everything we've seen so far has been pretty great. And it's been at all levels of stuff. To your point, we've seen things that are theatrical, and then we've seen, some of the stuff that I brought to the table is, film festival shorts that are claymation and stop motion animation. So we're really spanning the range here because so much great content has no physical space, and that's a shame because it should be able to be enjoyed everywhere and anywhere. So
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. And I've actually gotten that question a lot of what is the genre that Nintendo is going to be focusing on, and I really hate to answer that because it sounds like the idiot typical answer to say we'll literally release any genre, anything. It just has to be of quality. I wish that we could put out anything, but yeah, it's tough because obviously there has to be a commercial quality. It has to be able to sell. But we also have to love them. I mean, we're going to be spending so much time with them. Stolen Kingdom, the first film that we announced, I have watched that movie so many times. I watched it twice this week, literally, for other things. It's one of those things that if we don't love it, we are truly going to despise the process as we put it together. So it's not something that is taken lightly. It's literally something that if we don't love it, why I wouldn't want to watch it 8 times. And that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, we want to make sure that what we're putting out with our name behind it is representative of Antenna. And I think that, that's, for good and for bad, we are going to stick to our guns on the things that we do and don't want. So, yeah. But I think to your point, I mean, for your audience, like, I think, please send in any of your suggestions because literally we don't know until we start looking what the situation for so many of these things are. So, and who knows where some of these things could go. Literally. Yeah. We don't anymore. Take it from us. We can't even fathom the things that have been happening anymore. Ryan and I spend a lot of phone calls with one another going, "Can you believe this?" No, I can't either. So you never know.
And for those that have not surmised from this, Chris is playing a part in Antenna, obviously, is the word "we" is thrown around a lot. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, but Chris is going to be doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes with us. And our team has steadily grown the entire time. Yeah,
it had. Well, and the successes, you and I talked on the phone about a month and a half ago, and I asked you, like, what are the reach goals that we have for Antenna? And all of those reach goals have happened in the last month, which is a complete nightmare in the best and worst way. It's been a wild ride for the last month. And like Stan mentioned just now in the comments, we are screening Stolen Kingdom.
Brain Dead in February. So if you want to interact with Antenna in a physical form and you're in the Los Angeles area, you know where to go. We've been sharing Josh Bailey,
like crazy.
The director, will be there live answering questions, doing a Q&A. They're showing a couple bonus things that night. Go check it out. Brain Dead doing some great stuff lately. And it's a nice big venue. Fits like 450 people, I think, something like that. So please go check it out. We'd love to have you. Recent watches, anything else that you want to throw out there other than the one film?
I was going to say some of the stuff I think we're going to talk about at the end when we talk about video game stuff, if that maybe gives a little bit of it away in terms of the most recent thing I saw in theaters. I, like many people, finished Stranger Things. Maybe not everybody in your chat did, but I was part of the group of people that had been watching it since it came out. So, and I enjoyed it for the most part the entire time. So finished the show. I'm not going to go into my complaints or issues with it, but it was fine. It was not nearly as bad as Game of Thrones or the other comparatives it's been getting. Went and rewatched All the Righteous Gemstones, which if you've never seen that, check it out. It is now over as of last year, and it's a great show. It's on HBO Max, and I'm sure you can find it other places. Also started watching Fallout. If you can't tell, there's a little bit of a Walton Goggins theme here. Well, rewatched the first season of Fallout and then started on the second season of Fallout. And then after that, I think I'm going to transition into a rewatch of Arrested Development, of all things.
Honestly, not a bad idea. It's been a while for me, too.
Yeah, I will say that when I was in college, a lot of the people I was friends with, and some of them I'm still friends with, overquoted that show and it was Justified is a good option.
I loved Justified.
Same. Justified is great. I still remember that first the opening scene with the gentleman who just passed away a couple weeks ago. Him and Timothy Olyphant are in that first scene together. The guy who plays the villain in The Mask. Zed from Pulp Fiction. I remember that opening scene of the show is just so well done and so well shot. A lot of Walton Goggins going around. I've been watching more TV than movies. Watched all the Scream movies again. Watched them with a friend of mine who had never seen them because her and I are going to go see Scream 7 next month, which you and I are going to talk about. Yep. So just been rewatching a lot of stuff. And yeah, like I said, Arrested Development is next. So I'm excited to rewatch that, get some of those.
Peter Green was his name.
Peter Green, yeah. Excited to see Arrested Development again and reappreciate that. So who knows?
Laura has still never seen Arrested Development, and I need to figure out if it's her type of comedy or not, because God, is it so good.
You'll know by the end of that first episode.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, it's a pretty easy watch, and I have already told my friend Lindsay, like, well, I'm not watching the 4th season. So,
happy birthday, Brendan. Enjoy your night. Enjoy it.
This world's not that whack. Come on.
It's pretty whack.
It's pretty whack. It's real whack.
Why is Ryan at a seafood restaurant?
It does. The wood paneling does. You look like you're in a Long John Silver's. It's
a seafood restaurant and Satanism.
Wow. Satanism and seafood brought us to this.
That is amazing. I'm at my sister-in-law's house because I'm flying on an airplane early tomorrow morning, so I needed to get close to the airport.
I think now for your sister's either birthday or for Christmas, you should buy her a captain's wheel for her wall to replace the picture behind you. But does she already have one? Maybe.
I'm trying, because it's kind of the perfect room for that. Honestly,
it is the wall color and everything.
Yeah,
the waist high wood paneling. My God,
it's Satan seafood. Oh, that's pretty
shellfish
great.
with Satan. Everybody. What about you? What have you been watching? I know you haven't had a lot of time.
Well, this last week was just those 3 that I mentioned: Blair Witch and The Boys Next Door. Those are the big ones for me. And then, of course, we showed the kids Sixth Sense, and then a whole bunch of stuff for Antenna.
Right.
The big thing is so much for Antenna. I'm watching countless movies. This last week, there was one that I don't know. Just to share some of these things, like this one movie, it started off a little rocky. And then after about 10 or 12 minutes, it started to get enjoyable in a way where I could see a lot of potential. But it was like, I don't want to put 80 minutes into potential. So I did watch it at 1.25 speed for a little while. And all of the potential was literally in like a 10-minute scene. So I'm glad that I did that. But there's so much out there that people are sending in that it's tough to, it's tough to assess these things, and you can't just do it off the rip. It's not, sometimes the first 10 minutes are not great and you really got into it. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's important that we're giving these movies a fair shake, because some people only, I've heard about people not even watching the movies and making decisions on them.
Yeah, that certainly has happened in life.
Yeah, I've heard of these things being a thing. No, I was going to say, outside of the Antenna releasing stuff that I've been watching, which, like you said, has absorbed most of my time, because I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out where Buzzy is, frankly. Where is Buzzy? # where is Buzzy?
It's a great question, and hopefully we find out at some point. Silent Man will watch Hard Boiled in the theater, and good gosh, I wish I could see Hard Boiled in the theater right now. I wanted to get out this last weekend. Honestly, I'm still crushed I haven't been able to see the new 28 Years Later yet. I'm really hoping to be able to go that, and then our boy, you and I both really enjoy Sam Raimi. He's got a new one out this weekend.
Yeah, the one
Send
with,
Help.
The one with Dylan O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien, somebody I love.
Dylan
Yeah,
Baker.
Not well. I wish more people had watched that, because that episode is hilarious.
But to be fair, the 3 people that needed to have been there were there. You, me, and Billy.
It's
Ray,
true.
so,
It's true.
Dylan O'Brien and Dylan Baker, everybody. No way those two should have ever been confused for one another, but here I am doing the Lord's work.
All right. Anything else? Anything else for your podcast you want to hype up coming out or recently out? Finished Chasing Chevy Chase.
That's right. Yeah, the Chasing Chevy Chase podcast, or the Chasing Chevy cast, as we like to call it. We actually recorded our final episode last night because, you know, when a Chevy Chase documentary comes out the same year, you're ending your Chevy Chase centric podcast. I would say it's kind of important to talk about the only Chevy Chase documentary that there will probably ever be. So, right. If you have not watched it, I would go check it out. I don't know if it's going to change anybody's mind about Chevy Chase. I don't think that's the point. Marina Zinanovich, she is a great filmmaker. She's a great documentarian. She did the documentary on Lance Armstrong, not the Alex Gibney one, but the one where it's just Lance in all uppercase. She also did the Roman Polanski documentary. So she is the kind of filmmaker who can take these kinds of people to task. And she pushes back on Chevy Chase a lot, which I'm sure most of you have seen the clip of him going, you're not bright enough to understand me. And that's about the level of assholery that it gets to in the documentary. I mean, again, he's kind of known for being prickly and kind of he's a lot. And so I don't think the documentary does a lot to change opinions, but I think it does, at least for some people, maybe give insight as to why he is the way that he is. And it's weird to me that the reasons that come out in the documentary as to why he is the way that he is, he never used those as an excuse, which is kind of shocking. I think he just maybe enjoys being himself a little too much. So if you've never seen it, if you have any interest in Chevy Chase, go check it out. But yeah, that's the last episode of our show is the Chasing Chevy podcast is going to be on the Chevy Chase documentary. We had not intended on doing it. We had intended on finishing on The Last Laugh, which was a 2019 Richard Dreyfuss Chevy Chase Netflix film, which felt rather apropos given the title. But we ended up doing the I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not documentary, which, I mean, again, was a good time. We had our friend Rod Lott of Panic Attack, or Film Attack. He joined us, and it was great. And if Chevy Chase is a thing you're into, I would say watch the documentary. And then if you want to hear some people talk about it, I don't know how many people are really engaging in conversation about it, check out the episode when it comes out here in like a couple months, probably 3 months.
Speaking of Dylan O'Brien, says Reggie, has Twinless been announced for a physical media release? Not yet, and it better come out because that movie is goddamn incredible. It is a movie that I've seen already twice in the last few months, and I've preached it everywhere. I mean, Craig, go and see it, and he's saying, if not, I know a label. Craig, please go get Twinless. I would work my ass off to make that release amazing. God, yeah, somebody put it out. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. But I know you have. When I watch it, I'm sure I will come back to you and sing your choice praises of telling me to watch it. So I'm going to watch it in the next week. I'm going to avail myself of that. But yeah, I have heard nothing but good things specifically from you about it.
I preach about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
That is all I've got. Don't forget, after the announcements real quick, we're going to be talking about video game adaptations after that, and save up your answers. We can talk about those then. But let's break into it. This is going to be weird for me because I don't have my second monitor like I usually do, so I'm going to have to go back and forth on some tabs here. Chroma, glad you made it to the other chat. That's why I always try to make the comment that if you're in the portrait chat, you can come over to landscape and join everybody else. All right, so Via Vision in Australia releasing Sheena, the collection, on March 25th on Blu-ray and DVD. Essentially, we've got the film on Blu-ray and then the 35 episodes of the TV show on DVD, and that is it. There are some extras here, but really, there's not a ton here to make this something enticing for people. It's a good-looking release, though, if you don't have any of these. Yeah, Sheena. Have you ever seen anything Sheena?
I have not. I like the box art though. It
does look good.
It looks well made, which
It
not a guarantee
does.
anymore.
That is true. Although this is from 1984 and 2000, so yeah. Next up, this is a really important announcement. So February 24th, Strand Releasing is putting out Pink Narcissus from 1971. For those that have never heard of this film, this says a young hustler escapes from the harsh realities of street life and into a series of lushy erotic dream worlds while waiting for his next client in James Bidgood's legendary underground classic. This is a big title, and kind of wild that it's just now getting its first HD release. But I really hope people check this out. I do wish it was somebody that was not Strand Releasing, if I could be a little selfish and honest, because Strand, while they do okay work, I feel like another label could have done much better, including Craig, who's saying we were looking into this and we were too late. This would have been a great title for Deaf Crocodile for sure.
I've heard you sing the praises of this privately, and I am excited to watch it. I'll tell you that much. So,
yeah, we got a couple things here too. By the way, there's an interview with James Bidgood that's from the BFI, and then it's a 4K. There is a 4K restoration post-screening Q&A with John Waters and Kelly McKeag, but there's really not a lot on this film. For the foundation of what it is, I feel like we really could have had a lot more context on this disc, and that's why, like, at this point, I would love to see maybe like Radiance pick this up in the UK, or I don't know. There's some other labels that could do well with it, but I feel like Radiance would absolutely crush it. Good movie though. Check it out. Next up, Kino in the US is putting out Jory from 1973 with a new 4K restoration. We don't have a release date on it yet, but this is the Robbie Benson starring film. And it says Jory is a 15-year-old boy who joins a horse drive after his father is killed by a drunkard. The drive's leader and a likable cowhand takes the boy under their wing and find that tragedy has taught him how to take care of himself better than anyone could expect. I had never even heard of this film. Have you heard of this?
Nope. What a name though. BJ Thomas though, like raindrops are falling on my head, BJ Thomas? I believe
so.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it is from 1973.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I only know one BJ Thomas, and it's that one, so I'm going to make that. All right.
Next up, we've got from Warner Archive a 4-film collection of Tennessee Williams films coming on March 17th, all on Blu-ray. Now, again, these had all been previously released. They sold well enough, and now they've come together and put this release together to essentially just be cheaper for everybody. This is an interesting release. Glad that it's coming out there. That being said, the films here, we got Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Sweet Bird of Youth, Baby Doll, and A Streetcar Named Desire. What hurts here is this pretty much confirms that A Streetcar Named Desire will not be on 4K anytime soon, and that feels like that should not be the case. It is such a quintessentially huge film. I feel like somebody could be doing great with that right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say one of these things is not like the other, but one of these things' significance is a little bit more apparent than the other three. I will say, though, it's special features is The Room on here. I have heard that film has the passion of Tennessee Williams, according to the director of the film, anyways.
According to one person, yes.
Him, yeah. That's interesting. This is shocking to see Streetcar Named Desire in there with the other three. Yeah. Huh. Okay.
That's a good call, Colton. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is on Criterion. Surprised they aren't gunning for those others. It's a good call. One thing I will point out, because I did make a note of this, their artwork, when they put this out, you'll notice Williams spelled wrong.
Okay, I was about to say,
artwork.
Please tell me that Williams is spelled with 2 L's, or that I just didn't realize it was 1 L up to this point. Because if it's
Tennessee Williams?
With the passion of Tennessee Williams. That's what I would have expected from Tommy Wiseau, frankly, not from Warner Archive. Or I guess Warner Archive, soon to be Warner Archive, owned by Netflix. So
I don't like that. So I just wanted to bring some faith back to humanity. I put this out, and Warner Archive said, "We saw your note. We have fixed the artwork, and we have fixed it." And they did send me the proper artwork after this, so it is done. When you buy this, it will not only have 1 L. you can rest assured.
Instead of having one L, it will just be a W will be replaced with a Z. So it'll be Tennessee Zillions. So
Either that or Tennessee will have no double letters. It'll just be Tenese.
oh my God, now that's what I would do. See, we fixed it.
But Williams would have like 5 L's.
Yeah, good. Tennessee Williams. Now it sounds like we're from the deep South. God Lord.
Except you have to really put the emphasis on the E and we, so it's Williams.
Tennessee Williams. Good Lord.
Next up, MGM already showing the fruits of that the agreement they just put out with Alliance. So February 10th, they're putting out a Blu-ray and DVD of Jack and Sarah from 1996. No extras on the disc, but this is what you're going to get. This is a big deal. Judi Dench, Ian McKellen in the film together. This is a rough-looking cover on this.
Yeah, it is. I don't even know what to say. I mean, minimal. I mean, let me put it this way. If you didn't want me to know it was a movie from the 90s, you didn't do a very good job. Because this looks like this looks like it could have been coming out the same time as Janine Garofalo, Uma Thurman rom-coms. Because it,
Yep.
And yeah, Richard. What's weird is from that angle, young Richard Grant looks like Gary Oldman.
Ooh, he does a little bit.
It does a little bit, yeah. It's the hair. I think it's the hair. Yeah, never seen it. I mean, looks interesting. I love Richard E. Grant. Talk about a long tail on his career being relevant.
That's
even
true.
Now
That's
in
true.
2026. Yeah, no, it looks. I mean, the cover art looks awful, and the fact that they don't have Judi Dench or Ian McKellen mentioned anywhere is also very amusing.
But they do have a beret, so I mean,
well, nothing more 90s than that.
Next up, from Bizarre Theater Releasing on February 12th, you can pick up a double feature of Firework and Do Not Disturb from 2017 and 2018. These are by the filmmaker David M. Dawson. Firework is about two slackers embarking on a relaxing getaway over the 4th of July weekend, only to find the seclusion slowly chipping away at their sanity. And Do Not Disturb says Jordan searches for meaning while unintentionally reuniting with his old friends and old life. To me, these sound and look very unassuming, but Bizarre Theater Releasing, technically, not every film, but most films are on the, what is the best way to say this? Underground disturbing film variety, like shock films.
Like guinea pig experiment type stuff?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Funny enough, I showed Billy Ray something like that today, and Antenna is considering one like that.
Oh, fun. I mean, I'm game. Look, I think that the world is in much more need of like Faces of Death 10 or whatever we would be at this point.
It is a bad week to mention that. Do you know they're putting out a Faces of Death remake?
I do know. I saw. That's the joke.
Oh my God.
That's the joke.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, like shock films have been a dime a dozen for as long as people have been trying to get a rise out of each other. I love a good Serbian film in Salo like the next person, so.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've talked about a shock film, you want to talk about one of the biggest pieces of news from this week?
Let's do it.
We got confirmation over at my buddy Jake from Steelbook Obsessed channel that Lionsgate will be releasing Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair on home video this year, 2026. Now, the current rumor is listing an April date for that. Now, that does not mean that we know if that is pre-order date or actual release date, but it sounds like before the middle of summer, you will likely be able to get your hands on Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Now, I don't remember. Did you go see this in theater just a month and a half ago or 2 months ago? I don't think so, right?
I'm not a Tarantino guy, so this was not on my.
I understand.
I remember you and I had this conversation. It's just, it's not my bag. I know that the people who went and saw it enjoyed it immensely. I did not go and see it, and Kill Bill would not be the. If there were to be a Tarantino film to come back to theaters for me to watch, there are like 2 or 3 of them that I did see in theaters that I would go back and rewatch. Kill Bill is not one of them. So, and I will leave it at that. But I know how important this is for a large group of film-going people to be able to have this version of the movie at home for them to watch, and not the kind of fan versions or all the other myriad of versions that had existed in downloadable forms for the last, like, 10, 15 years now. So
Yeah. This is, like you said, this is the big deal for lots of reasons. One of the big ones is it is a filmmaker's voice and passion for a very specific film finally being able to be realized in his complete version. And I will say, after having seen it in the theater with my buddy KB here, who's in the chat, we were shoulder to shoulder for this movie, and it is the way to see this film. I will say that. Obviously, I was a fan of Kill Bill 1 and 2 the first time, but there's something special about the proper edit here, and then the colorization of the Lucy Liu sequence, and the extended anime scene, which maybe is a little too long now, but it's still very cool to see in the middle of it. Go ahead.
I guess I did forget that this happened the last couple months. Tarantino's a real asshole. Everybody.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah. So there's also that. So hashtag Paul Dano and Matt Lillard. Sorry, I take their sides in all this. Yeah, actually, you know what? I forgot. No, let me walk this all back. Tarantino should put his foot in his mouth, which he would really like. So, or maybe he should put someone else's foot in his mouth, which he would like even more. And he should stop talking about other actors, because have you seen Tarantino as an actor? His Australian accent is terrible.
The funny thing is, I think pretty much everybody agrees. I don't think anybody agrees with his opinions on stuff, but good movie. Check it out. I'm glad it's coming out on home video. I'm glad that we waited and did not confirm that this was coming out until there was confirmation, unlike some other people that jumped the gun and claimed it is 100% happening. You had no idea. This is good. This is good.
Yeah, I think this is good for the industry. And I will say that it's good for the industry in a way that the Snyder Cut is good for the industry.
This will sell like fucking hotcakes. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance, but when this comes out, I don't usually say you need to jump on something quickly. I'm not trying to FOMO ever or something like that. But if you want this, you probably should get it really damn quick when it gets fully announced and up for pre-order.
I may buy it just so I can have it to sell it to somebody else. Like, no, seriously, like not at like an exorbitant markup, but like if this is a thing like that, if someone in the future wouldn't have it, I'd be like, well, I have a copy of this. Would you like to buy it from me? Like, because that's a thing, right? Like, probably will be plenty of these to go around, though. And not going to just make 5 of them, so.
Well, that being said, the Lionsgate, well, it'll be a wide release, too. I'm mostly talking about if you want the special one that'll come out to Lionsgate Limited. The highest print run they've had on that site so far, I believe, is 10,000, which that's a big number, but not a crazy number. Like Vinegar Syndrome sold 12,000 plus copies of The Keep in 30 hours. This is going to sell very, very well.
This is going to sell a lot in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't,
I'll be printing money for 24 hours.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for them. Because again, like you said, like as much as I don't like him as a person, I can respect his choices as a filmmaker from time to time. But this is a good thing for the industry. Yeah. Because like you said, embracing a filmmaker's voice and passion is important. Do I like the person that it is? No. But I can respect the things that he has brought to the industry and the directions. He's allowed people to appreciate other things that they would never have gone out and watched otherwise. So
9volt in the chat. I'm going to make you very unhappy right now. He says the Lionsgate UHDs of Kill Bill 1 and 2 look like absolute dog shit. Is this a new transfer? No, it still has that sort of waxy look. Definitely looked that way in the theater. It is only going to be that exact same one again. And yes, ZPAM, Lionsgate Limited still only ships in the US. However, they do ship to reshippers. So if you're overseas and you have a reshipping service that you use, you can purchase and get it sent there.
So with the print that they were using, the waxiness is what? What is that attributed to?
It's inherent to the negative, and I believe it's only a 2K DI because of the film itself. And I don't know. For some reason, that's the look that they.
It's a known thing, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. By the way, in case anyone's curious, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, and Hateful Eight are the 3 movies I would go rewatch in theaters. And
No
technically,
Jackie Brown?
I guess I've never seen Jackie Brown.
Ooh, that could be Chris's favorite.
I mean, my friend Lindsay likes it a lot. I think one of the first times I went over to her apartment, she was watching it, and we ended up putting on something else. So I've never seen it, so I can't speak on that one. I mean, Reservoir Dogs is still for me kind of best worst entry point for him. So worst because it's my favorite, and I felt like there was nothing past it. Best because I like it so much. So,
how do you feel about Death Proof? Have you seen that one?
I mean, Death Proof. For me, the longest time, Death Proof was my favorite Tarantino thing, and it probably, in a lot of ways, like, it is, but it's so... It is a Tarantino thing, but it's so not a Tarantino thing at the same time. Like, It is, but it isn't. Death Proof, Stuntman Mike, Kurt Russell, I mean, my God. I remember, speaking of something like Kill Bill, The Bloody Affair, I had the opportunity and privilege to see the Grindhouse thing when it came out, the whole cut. And... I mean, I remember just being so taken by it then, and man, you know what? I would go watch that in theaters again. If they were like, we're going to re-release that with all the trailers and maybe even do some new trailers type thing, like, man, I would show up in a heartbeat for that, because that was my shit back in the day. Like, I'm not a Tarantino guy. I'm more of a Robert Rodriguez guy, admittedly. So maybe that factors into it. I know that they're kind of 1A, 1B in a lot of ways. So, but yeah.
About 2.5 years ago, I did get a chance to go see it in the theater again, so I was really glad I got to see it.
It's amazing. It literally is such a fun experience.
Let's talk about one of the other top biggest news of the week. We are going to talk about another huge director, George A. Romero's Bruiser, getting a 4K release here in the U.S. from Kino Lorber sometime. We don't have a release date yet, but this is a big deal because this was one of the films that famous hoarder and greed master Mr. Rubenstein had been holding on to. This and Dawn of the Dead and some others. And in the U.S., his rights for these have been tied up for a while. I'm very curious to see either how they got this away from him or if they got him to acquiesce for much smaller money or something like that. Very, very interesting situation. Have you ever seen Bruiser?
I have not. Should I?
Yes. It is underrated, and well, the biggest thing is it's underseen. Most people have never seen Bruiser.
Right.
That's not an uncommon thing. It's George A. Romero, so it's something that people are going to see the big titles, overlook this one, and call it a day, basically.
Which is not great, by the way. I don't like that thinking. Like, a lot of directors' best movies are not the thing they're most known for. So
yeah. It's a good movie, though. It is underrepresented. It is pretty creepy. For a lot of other directors, it is going to be something that other people would wish that they could make a movie like Bruiser. And it's because it's George A. Romero. It's always going to be held up to, well, it's not Day of the Dead. It's not Night of the Living Dead. So
I know some people that say it's not Creepshow. That's their favorite Romero movie. Looking at you, Father Malone. Well, I guess Father Malone's favorite. His is Dawn of the Dead, probably by leaps and margins. But Creepshow, I know for a lot of people, is also up there. I mean, fuck, Martin is up there for some people as well.
Martin is great.
Good
Martin
Lord.
is great.
That's the thing. When people talk about Romero, I only know that. Like, man, there are so many good Romero movies out there. I mean, I'm even a fan of Night Riders, which I don't know. Like, talk about an underseen movie. Talk about a weird concept. Ed Harris as a motorcycle jousting troupe? Like, what a strange concept. It works, though.
So this film, for those that have never seen it, the synopsis here is: after years of being browbeaten and walked on, a man wakes one day wearing an expressionless mask fitted with the personality that enables him to take revenge. And yes, Robert is correct. It is definitely more of a social satire than a horror. Don't expect, like other George A. Romero films, for this to be something that is explicitly horror, because it is not. Most of his things are not.
I was going to say, like, Romero's stuff is, I mean, to his point, like, if you were to talk about Dawn of the Dead, like, Dawn of the Dead is social satire on top of being horror, so,
Did you see this? Your mom is watching live.
Oh, great.
And my mom was watching live earlier.
I know. They're all watching. They're always watching.
It is not about a dog, Mike, I promise. Let's...
Or a wrestler, if you're into Bruiser Brody, directed by George A. Romero.
I'd watch it.
I would, yeah. Hell, I watch it in a heartbeat. I would watch a George A. Romero film, a biopic about Doink the Clown, directed by George A. Romero. I would watch it.
All right, let's go to our next one. Zootopia 2, which came out in 2025, getting a March 3rd 4K Steelbook release, then a standard Blu-ray and a DVD release here in the States. No standard 4K, as per the usual for Disney stuff, for most of the Disney stuff at least. This will have Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. There's going to be some featurettes on here, things like a piece about the zookeepers that are giving you a tour around Walt Disney Animation Studios, meeting the voice actors behind the film, sketch along, uncovering references from the film, hop inside the recording booths, all these other things. Did you see Zootopia 2? I have a feeling this is not one you rushed out to see.
Yeah, and it's not for any reason specifically. Just the first movie was fine.
Yeah.
When did the first movie even come out? Like 2014, 2015? It was like...
No.
Was it? It was like a long time ago, no? Like, it feels... I mean, maybe it was.
2016.
It was like, okay.
Way later.
2 years off. I had not thought about Zootopia in 10 years. And maybe it'll be another 10 before I have to think about it again.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Zootopia came out before Coco.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, Zootopia's been out a long time. I don't have any, like, remembrances, negative or positive, towards the original. I just don't remember it, like, sparking joy within me the way some of the other, speaking of Coco, like some of the other Pixar films definitely did and have since. See, what's weird is Zootopia should have been a movie I totally vibed with, but then there were movies that came out after that I vibed with a lot more.
Zootopia is not Pixar. That's
I know.
why.
I know. Well, but to be fair, though, like, it's easy to confuse them because of the Disney of it all. And that's the thing. Like, I guess more for me, I haven't necessarily always vibed with Disney animation as much as I have with Pixar's animation. And, Frozen was Disney animation. Frozen's fine.
It's true.
Disney animation has done a lot of great stuff. Moana, Frozen, Zootopia, the first one and second one. And these movies made a lot of money and people really liked them. So, and I know that Zootopia, I think, is an important movie. The message of the first one, I'm sure, is pretty important. I don't know what the message of the second one is. So,
the message in both is animated propaganda, basically. And
yikes. So instead of ice, it's mice?
Ice actually plays a big part in the sequel. I will say that.
I swear to God.
There's a frozen town. Never mind. Anyways, here we go. Coming on March 3rd on Blu-ray from Sony Pictures is For All Mankind Season 2. Now, this is sort of weird because Season 2 is from 2021.
I was about to say, this show has been out and over for years now.
Yes. There are, 4 seasons of the show? Or 5?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, but like this season has been 5 years ago.
So there are this season and more seasons on Blu-ray overseas, but we are finally catching up on the States. Season 2 finally coming to Blu-ray. Not sure what happened and why the delay, but I've heard the show is great. Have you watched this?
I haven't. It's on my list of things to watch. It's alternate history show of
something like that. Yeah,
the space race. Yeah. I think it is. Is it Joel Kinnaman? I think is in it.
That's the one.
Yeah,
yep.
I like Joel Kinnaman, actually. He's kind of broken away from the Sam Worthington, Jai Courtney, Charlie Hunnam, all those dudes who look the same and do the same things conversation. Yeah, he's broken away from that pack. I think Suicide Squad was that moment for me. And Kinnaman also has a lot of really great films in his native language, which I think he's Norwegian, Finnish, or Swedish. So, yeah, I want to watch it. It's on my list. It's, that list of ever-growing things that you and I will never tackle.
Yeah, completely understand. Apple Plus physical get, which is hilarious because Sony owns the rights to the home video, so it doesn't make any sense that they would wait so long. Anyways,
but Ted Lasso came out on physical media.
And that all of the stuff that has come out from Apple is all because the production company has released
Right.
it, except
Well,
for
I
a
was gonna
couple. Yeah.
Ted Lasso came out, and now there's a fourth season. So that complete edition thing that they released doesn't even hold water anymore.
Not only that, they released it on Blu-ray, and then 6 months later released it on 4K, and then 6 months after that announced a fourth season. How shitty is that?
It's shocking to me. Like, you knew this whole time and you did it anyways.
Yep.
We're not even going to leave room in that box for it. Like, okay.
Slave to Cinema is tonight's show in the vertical format, or is my phone just going wacko? There are 2 streams. You can go back to YouTube and choose the landscape. If you look in the title, one has landscape, one has portrait. Go choose the landscape one, and you can join everybody else on the chat, because most people are not in the vertical stream, and we'd love to have you. Next up is Ella McKay from this last year, coming out on Blu-ray from Fox on March 3rd. There will also be a DVD as well. As far as featurettes, there is a behind the scenes as the film star-studded cast and crew share their joy of working with James L. Brooks. There is a cast sit-down with James L. Brooks as he talks about his cast and the actors, some deleted scenes, and all that stuff. I am very curious. I don't think you saw this one, right?
I didn't, but I like that there is a special feature about how much the cast loves working with the director.
I mean, it's a big deal. For James L. Brooks to still be directing is huge.
Oh, I know. Like, I am well aware, and I acknowledge that completely. It's just very funny that's like, and we love working with James L. Brooks.
It's true.
True. I mean, who doesn't? Albert and Joe. Or James.
Yeah.
Albert Brooks and James L. Brooks. Good for them. Yeah. Like, I haven't seen it, but just looking at the cast on the DVD or the Blu-ray box are like, my lord.
So this movie is interesting. I won't say it's a great movie. I won't say it's a bad movie. It is okay. I feel like the characters in this movie all could have been in their own movie, and it could have been more interesting than this movie.
Oh, wow.
This is just very bland through and through. For example, and I know you haven't seen this, but Ella McKay plays somebody that becomes governor of a state. They go the entire movie without naming a state. They're in the governor's office.
He worked on The Simpsons, man. They never said where Springfield was.
While true, I like it. None of it makes it. There's no flag in the governor's office. None of it is. It's such a weird situation.
Strange. Is it like heightened realism? Is it like fantastical realism in some respect? Because is it? Because if you're doing that, I can see it being excusable. Maybe is the word I would use.
Maybe in a way. I mean, a couple of the things you could say are heightened realism. So maybe that's what they wanted to come across. I don't know.
It doesn't look like the kind of thing I'm rushing out to see, but the James L. Brooks of it all is intriguing.
That's why I forced myself to see it in the theater. Because, I mean, first of all, this cast is great. Some great names here. And James L. Brooks. And then it just did not work fully. Let's see. Going to the next one, VHS Halloween. We've spent some good time talking about VHS films. April 7th, Blu-ray DVD coming from Shudder. Did you see the newest one? I have not seen this yet.
I have not seen this one yet. I actually was trying to watch all of them. I actually have them all in my possession, as it were, and I've been waiting to watch them. I love the first one. I love that the first one has had like 3 full-ass movies come out of that movie. It was either the first or the second VHS. I think it's had like full-ass movie adaptations of those short films in there. I really, really, really like the VHS movies and the VHS format. I've heard this one's good. Like, actually very good.
How do you feel about the rest of them? I mean, I know you like them. Is there like a certain ranking? Is there one that you think is the best by far?
I think the first one is still the best one for me. I think the first one has I think for me, the most, I like the framing device in the first one. I think is probably also the wraparound that they use. I think after that first one, I'm not sure I'm such a big fan of the wraparounds, which I think the first one kind of checks all the boxes for me. What about you?
I think the first has the best segment, but I actually really like the reboot that they've done with like these last few years after the first 3. I feel like the newest ones on Shudder have been very good, surprisingly.
Okay. Yeah. Those I have not seen as many times. I think also, obviously, like I've seen the first one a lot, so that maybe contributes to it as well. So
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I need to see this one for sure. March 23rd, Vertigo over in the UK is putting out Saipan from 2025. This is Yana Hardwick and Steve Coogan. Look at how much Steve Coogan is channeling his inner like Glenn Close here.
What is this?
This looks not
a soccer
good.
movie?
Yeah, I think so. It says the thrilling story of the infamous confrontation between iconic Republic of the Ireland football captain Roy Keane and his national team manager Mick McCarthy during the Irish team's preparations for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. And for Steve Coogan to be playing one of these people is wild.
Well, it's not an action movie, but it sure looks like one.
They want you to take this very seriously.
Maybe it'll be good. I love Steve Coogan.
Yeah, he's great. Looks a lot like Glenn Close in the side profile.
He looks, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what energy we're attempting to channel here.
Changing where I'm sitting, sorry. All right, so that's Saipan.
Did you have to slide down in the booth a little bit? Were you getting uncomfortable? Are they kicking you out? I guess it is 9:30. How much longer?
Seats, yeah.
How much longer at Captain D's are you allowed to be there before they kick you out?
Captain D's.
Isn't that the other place that's Long John Silver's adjacent? Can you believe people and people? I mean, look, if you go and eat seafood from a fast food restaurant,
listen.
I don't know.
Long John Silver's is underrated.
That should be on your tombstone.
It might be if I ever eat there again.
Yeah, I was about to say if that Ryan Barrow's last words were Long John Silver's is underrated.
Back in the day, it wasn't terrible. I've not had Long John Silver's in, 18 years maybe?
Just judging by whenever you've still been alive since.
What a weird sentence.
Hashtag news.
Judging by when you've been alive since? And before that, you ate. Oh, that got me good.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, I hope you're not making too much noise for all the people at the Long John Silver's.
Funny enough, I think my sister-in-law and her partner are asleep.
So the kitchen's closed for the evening, is what you're saying.
The kitchen's closed. Yep, I'm being loud. Fish sandwiches can go hard. Agreed.
They can. Just not from Long John's.
Silent Mandible says, "Are you guys high?" Chris probably is. I am not.
I am not high. I always find it very amusing that Long John Silver's, anytime it comes up, is just like, who eats there? When was the last time you ate there? And how many jokes can we make about it before we move on and forget that Long John Silver's exists?
All of these comments.
I know, it's so good. People have been waiting. Unknowingly,
it's the most engagement of the night.
I know. Unknowingly, people have been waiting all evening to have their opinions about fast food seafood been made apparent. You're welcome.
Oh, God. Oh, this is great.
Tip of my pirates or my captain's cap to you, as they say.
Stefano, Long John Silver's is still in business, supposedly.
Similarly to Mattress Warehouse, it is still in business. It may be a money laundering front, though. Who knows?
Either way, there's always money in the hush puppies.
There's always money in the fried haddock. Good Lord.
All right, next up. The film Death Ship from 1980 is getting a 4K and standalone Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber. Now, this George Kennedy film, you've maybe seen this before, but if you haven't, brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master coming on this of the theatrical cut. New commentary for the theatrical cut by Paul Karuk and Jason Pachonsky. New commentaries for both cuts by Alexandra Heller Nicholas and Josh Nelson. And yes, I say both cuts because there is an extended cut on this film. It is not much longer. It's a couple minutes. From what I hear, it's mostly exposition and talking, but I believe it's the first time out anywhere on HD, so that is a big deal.
I love me some George Kennedy.
Yeah, he's always great.
Yeah.
And this poster is iconic.
Yeah, I've never heard of this film, never seen this film, but this is now made the list because Richard Crenna, great, and George Kennedy, I mean, my lord.
Yeah.
Ed Hawken from Naked Gun. Ethel. That's all I say. I just love George Kennedy. George Kennedy is such a funny, like in all the other things I've seen him in, he's not funny. But in Naked Gun, he plays such a funny straight man opposite Leslie Nielsen that the two of their chemistry they're so good. That was my first introduction to George Kennedy, and I've gone on and watched other things subsequent to it. But yeah, I love George Kennedy with a passion.
Well, I'm glad you agree. This next one, I don't know anything about it. It is coming soon on 4K from Imprint in Australia. The Monster from 1975, also known as I Don't Want to Be Born. They are putting this out soon with a brand new internal 4K restoration by Imprint. And this one says, a woman gives birth to a baby, but this is no ordinary one. The child is seemingly possessed by the devil. A tale as old as time.
I was about to say, how many of you in the chat can raise your hands? Good Lord.
Any
sounds
thoughts on this one? Have you heard of it?
Sounds interesting. I hope to God, was that a real thing that someone just mentioned?
What? George
the
Kennedy?
Chattanooga
Yes.
Choo-Choo.
That is a real thing.
That is amazing. Whatever that is, I'm going to have to hunt that down.
And Jim says he saw Death Ship at the drive-in when it first came out. Jim, that's amazing.
That's fantastic.
Robert Hubbard is asking if this is with Joan Collins, and yes, it is. Actually, pretty decent cast on this. Joan Collins, Carolyn Monroe, Donald Pleasance, Eileen Atkins. I've not seen this, but supposedly Donald Pleasance does like hardly anything in this movie.
Which
Josh,
is surprising.
You've seen it. How do you feel about Pleasance?
I love Donald Pleasance. I was going to say like Donald Pleasance in terms of Australian films. You know, man, yeah. If it's too bad he doesn't do much in this, so. Now that right there is the comment of the night. You don't even have to leave, but don't have to put anything else on the screen. That is quite possibly the greatest comment I've ever been a part of. That's amazing.
The Chattanooga Choo-Choo is what you do after you eat Long John Silver's. Might need to be the next T-shirt for Disconnected.
It just says Chattanooga Choo-Choo in Long John Silver's font. That's it. We wouldn't get in trouble. Their font's probably not trademarked by anybody.
With like a visage of George Kennedy below it,
doing this in like a train conductor's hat, like one of those little like vertical striped hats.
Of course,
yeah, of course. I would like to see this movie. I actually really like Aussie cinema. So
yeah,
Mike White at the projection booth and I did an entire month of Ozploitation films a couple years ago. I really enjoyed them. So this is again also on the list. I say that a lot when I come here.
I think this is British, not Aussie, but I'm not sure.
But it's being put out by an Aussie company, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You did not just pull that out of thin air.
Well,
another movie
from where?
April 13th, we're getting a 4K over in the UK from Studio Canal of The Devil's Backbone from 2001. This is by a little scrappy up-and-coming filmmaker named Guillermo del Toro. I couldn't say that without laughing. A brand new 4K restoration of the film. We got a new artwork by Krishna Balashanoy, 64-page book with new essays, 2 posters of new artwork by the same artist. We got a new intro by the director here, and then everything else is archival extras. Have you seen The Devil's Backbone?
I was I was gonna say, whatever happened to that little upstart guy? Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, this movie's fantastic. I mean, his early stuff, Devil's Backbone and Kronos are the reason he is where he is now.
Yeah.
And that style with substance that he has been a purveyor of his entire career, this is where it starts. And I mean, Devil's Backbone is amazing. Kronos is amazing. I want to say I covered Devil's Backbone on the Kulturecast some years ago, and yeah, it's amazing. Like genuinely, if you've never seen it, watch it and Kronos before you watch something like Frankenstein or Shape of Water or frankly anything else. Like these are Del Toro's best films, Kronos and Devil's Backbone.
I still think Pan's Labyrinth is my number one, but those are... It probably goes Pan's and then Devil's Backbone and then... maybe Mimic? I love Mimic.
Wow, I do like Mimic. Mimic's good. And, not a lot of people remember it's a Del Toro movie, that first one anyways.
Honestly, Del Toro's one of those filmmakers that it makes the best sense to watch his film in chronological order, I think.
Yeah. I agree. And I was going to say, Del Toro's directed one of my favorite comic book movies. That first Hellboy is just, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Ron Perlman recently. He's like, we owe the fans a third movie. I mean, I agree. I left the theater of that second one going, I can't wait for the third one. 36 years old now. I'm still waiting. So
It is a bold choice. I'm sorry, Josh, but Mimic got me early. I think I think it was the first one I saw from Del Toro. Yeah, Crimson Peak, touche. That's a great movie too.
I get it. I actually think with Del Toro, you could go out and say any of his movies are your favorite of his. Really, like I don't think he's really had a not great movie. I mean, even to Stefano's point, like Nightmare Alley is actually pretty good, and I was surprised. Like very much not what I was expecting from Del Toro, but I actually enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen Nightmare Alley ever, and I have yet to watch Frankenstein either. I really need to watch it.
Frankenstein's good. Frankenstein is good, but for me, when I watched Frankenstein, I was like, Frankenstein's good, not surprising. Like, you know, like at this point, I'm like, Del Toro knows his shit. Like he is for me one of the most competent filmmakers working right now, and like his love of film has always come through. I remember those Bravo top 50 like scariest movie moments, and Del Toro was like one of the only people who could speak speak about his experiences with the film, but also what the film meant to the broader like film landscape. And most other people were just yucking it up, like Rob Riggle and Friends, like, you know, like that was weird because like Del Toro is
like it was VH1. I love the 80s.
Yeah, like Del Toro is such a student of the game that's why I've always loved him. Yeah, I'm not a Pacific Rim guy. That might actually be the only thing of his I'm not a fan of. Shocking.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you into like the tokusatsu stuff outside of that?
Yeah, Pacific Rim.
Not tokusatsu, sorry, kaiju stuff.
Yeah, I just can't get down with Pacific Rim for whatever. Like, and I will say I like the kaiju stuff outside of it, but not a lot of the American Godzilla stuff. Like, I'm not a huge fan of those monster verse things either. You know, You really want to get me dragged up a flagpole and back down. 1999 Godzilla, not that bad. Gotta go, folks.
I didn't hate it, but I certainly don't love it.
It's got its charm. It's not a Godzilla movie, but it has its charm. When are you going to see Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria together on screen, and Harry Shearer?
Yeah, I certainly love people that have ran people down in other countries.
Yikes. Shit got
Chris
real dark.
Pratt was one of the comedians that was featured in the VH1 Scariest Movies TV show. Ooh, boy.
Was he? That must have been a later one. Chris, come on. Josh, we're allowed to have opinions here, last time I checked.
No, not a free country. All right, let's go to the next one.
Very, very quickly, we will be finding out that Godzilla 1999, not allowed to like it.
I shouldn't say like this, but the last two of like the really big news of the week are the next two, actually. So first up, one that we've been waiting for a long time. February 24th, Synapse is releasing Tag, the assassination game from 1982 on Blu-ray for the first time ever. This is a big deal. We got Nick Castle on this film. This is the HD worldwide video premiere in a 2K restoration from the 35mm archival vault materials. This is going to have a commentary with Nick Castle and Robert Carradine, moderated by Sean Clark. It's got liner notes by Dustin Morrow. It's got a film poster reproduction card. And check this out. I have been wanting to see this for quite some time. Looks great. Yeah.
Never heard of it. Sounds interesting, though. I like everything I'm seeing on the screen. It seems like a really interesting package to provide to everybody. I like that they're giving everybody more than just the movie, because some of these have been just the movie. And it's like, if we're going to spend all this time and effort to do this, it'd be nice to have more than just the movie.
Right. For those that have never heard of this or seen of this, this says the rules of tag are simple. Players try to murder each other using rubber-tipped toy dart guns. If you are shot, you are killed and taken out of the game permanently until only one player remains. Unfortunately, for this year's tag, players one sore loser is determined to win at any cost, even if it means murdering his competition for real.
I do like that on the box art it says, "Rub out your friends."
That is the point of the tongue-in-cheek marketing. Constantly on the movie channel in the early 80s, says Robert Hubbard. And yes, Linda Hamilton, a young Linda Hamilton, is in this one. That is
See
not
her visage on the camera, or on the poster right there, the artwork, yeah.
This is not the John Hamm Tag movie, which is also very good, except for the ending is very weird in that movie. Sam says, why only 2K? It's because the materials aren't great. It's just archival vault materials, not the negative, not an inner positive, sadly.
What a wild concept for a movie, though. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm eager to check this one out. And then one of the biggest piles of announcements that we've had in a while, Synapse and Redshirt has revealed some artwork and details on some of their upcoming releases. So let's talk about Fright Night 2 coming on 4K with a new Dolby Vision Master supervised by the DP. This is going to have these 3 new artwork options. This was shared by Michael Felsher over on the Dead Pit radio show. There is going to be the original art on the reverse side of one of the wraps, and this is coming this year. We don't know when, don't know exactly when, not even like the time of the year or anything like that, but later. And then they revealed all of these. Frankenhooker coming on 4K with a brand new Dolby Vision Master coming soon that we don't know an exact date yet. Prom Night 4K brand new Dolby Vision Master with Dolby Atmos coming soon. Again, we don't know when. Angel of Heat coming on 4K with Redshirt Pictures. That is coming soon. No date yet. Then we have Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday on Blu-ray with Redshirt Pictures coming soon. And then some 2026 releases. Intruder coming on 4K with the brand new Dolby Vision Master from the original negative with brand new special features that won't be on the German release that just came out. That is coming this year. Street Trash coming on 4K this year with a brand new Dolby Vision Master supervised by the DP. And lastly, Hunter's Blood coming with Redshirt Pictures on 4K this year. New Dolby Vision Master. More news on that soon.
Question.
Answer.
Original Street Trash. Yes?
The original Street Trash. The only good Street Trash. The new one is hot garbage.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment, but I'm just making sure, because now we have to clarify. So, because the title of the film is the same.
Yes, and I hate that pattern that we find ourselves in.
Me too. Yeah, I was going to say you beat me to the punch on that one.
Any thoughts on any of the other films? Frankenhooker, Prom Night, Dead Heat, Hearts of Darkness, Intruder?
Hearts of Darkness definitely sounds like something I'd be interested to watch in terms of it being a film documentary. Frankenhooker is Frank Henenlotter. Never seen Frankenhooker, but I have some very close friends that love that movie and own the last release of it. I
own multiple releases of Frankenhooker.
Well,
it's so good.
Never seen it. Have never seen. But same with the second, third, fourth Fright Night movies. Like the original a fair amount. Didn't see the original until after I saw the remake, which I think you're going to agree with this. The remake of Fright Night's pretty good.
It is very good, actually. It is quite good.
I think it's one of those
underrated.
few remakes that like actually exceeds what the original was doing in some capacities.
Yes, although I still prefer the original, but
yeah. I get that, but I mean, like, I think the remake did some things better than the original did in terms of being scary and actually like leaning into the vampire, where a vampire can be that it'll make sense and be like logical. Yeah. Like the Las Vegas of it all was like so smart. Like that was such a fun, smart thing. And Colin Farrell as a proper right nasty vampire is great. And yeah, the David Tennant character, I think for me was my exposure to David Tennant before I saw Doctor Who even. So yeah, I love that Fright Night remake. And Anton Yelchin, I know you and I are, big fans of Anton Yelchin, obviously. Rest in peace. So
I also got to say, David Tennant made a lot of really great choices. I've liked him in so many things.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not flicking his tongue all those times in Harry Potter, but
I mean, yeah.
Maybe we don't look at people.
We don't look at much about Harry Potter without a little bit of cringe nowadays. So,
well, you know what they say, we'll be able to watch more Harry Potter stuff and it not be as problematic, right? Just kidding. Moving on.
Anyways, next up, April 21st, we are getting a 4K release from Cult Epics of Girls, a film by Just Jakin. This is from 1980, and you can choose from a pink slipcover or a blue slipcover. And this is going to have a 4K transfer from the original negative. HDR is included on this. We got an audio commentary by Jeremy Ritchie. There's an audio commentary on the Blu-ray as well. We've got an essay called Who is Just Jakin by Jeremy Ritchie. The last known interview with the director is on here. We got a new interview with one of the actresses, Isabel Mejias. Some archival extras. Know anything about this one? Are you a Just Jakin person?
I've never even heard of him before.
That's what I planned for. Check it out. I like a lot of stuff that Cold Epics does. This is one release that I'm excited to get, that's for sure. Next up, we've got from Cartoon Logic, which is going to be a line from classic flicks. They're putting out the Famous Studios Champion Collection. This covers from 1943 to 1950 and has a bunch of original release animation on here. We've got No Mutton for Nuttin', The Henpecked Rooster, Suddenly It's Spring, A Lamb and a Jam, and a whole bunch of others. There's some optional commentary by the Famous Studios experts Jerry Beck, Will Friedwald, Bob Jock, Mike Cazalet, Thad Komorowski, and Rob Waldman. 2 mostly lost Cinecolor novel tunes from 1946 and 1948, and then some production artwork galleries. I adore classic cinema, so I will, or not classic cinema, classic animation. So I will absolutely be owning this.
Yeah, no, I was going to say just the cover alone is enticing. I'm a huge fan of classic animation as well. Lots of fan of Tex Avery, Ruben Fleischer type stuff. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Next up.
Oh my God, man! Talk about a transition.
We
should listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool guy.
We are getting a 4K and Blu-ray release of from Kino Lorber of The Phantom from 1996. We got a brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original negative approved by the director. New audio commentary by the director, moderated by Douglas Hogsdale. On the Blu-ray, we've also got all those same extras, plus a new interview with Billy Zane. That's almost half an hour long. New interview with the composer, David Newman, and a trailer. How do you feel about The Phantom?
The Phantom, The Shadow, The Rocketeer are all movies I adore because I feel like that's a good triple feature because they're all weird 90s anachronistic superheroes that are from a, time gone past that are these, pulp comics that in the 90s, the people that were watching them had been exposed to them as kids, but it's like, it's such a strange thing to me that this movie exists. Same like The Shadow, same like, The Rocketeer similarly. I'm a huge fan of The Rocketeer, but I'm also a huge fan of The Phantom and The Shadow. I think, didn't Billy Zane do some additional special feature stuff on that Demon Knight release that came out a couple years ago? Seems like Billy Zane is like I think he did. I think Billy Zane seems like he's a good arbiter of things, thankfully.
Well, he is. He still does a ton of cons, too. He's pretty much everywhere.
He does, and he was the absolute funniest part of that Sherlock and Watson movie that came out a couple years ago.
I never saw it, but that doesn't surprise me.
No, I like Billy Zane in The Phantom. He's really good in it, and so is Treat Williams. Rest in peace.
Yeah. We get a comment saying, I sadly missed the recent screening of The Phantom with Billy Zane in person that happened last year. I'd go watch The Phantom with Billy Zane and see a Q&A. Hell yeah.
That was like his moment to shine, the Phantom, and I'm always kind of bummed that we don't live in a universe where the Phantom was a bigger deal. Billy Zane went on to
full franchise.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was that far away. The Rocketeer had things made afterwards, sort of. The Shadow never did. Shadow has one of the best pinball machines ever made associated with it.
You see this? My friend Stan was on the set of The Rocketeer.
Jealous. I only ever got to one of my bucket list things I did for the Kulturecast was getting to interview Billy Campbell, the guy who played the Rocketeer. I got to interview him, and he had his bouncing baby boy on his lap because it was like 12 in the morning in Iceland or wherever the hell he lives now. And it was one of those pinch me moments because he was a super cool guy, super nice. Great sport about things. I don't know, it was one of those moments where I was like, I wish everybody I interviewed was like this. So I have a lot of nice things to say about the Rocketeer, and from the sounds of it, Billy Zane's a good dude. Zoolander had it right.
I would agree, yeah. Next up, just an overall reminder that this weekend is the end of voting for the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. The 31st is your last time to get your votes in. The link to vote is just now put in the chat. Make sure if you click that, you pull it up on another screen, and you can vote for the best physical media releases of 2025. Our live show is going to be on February 15th on Sunday night to go over all of the winners of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. And a little reminder, this is my last time hosting since before the end of the year, I will be releasing discs myself, hopefully. And that means I don't want to be able to have a conflict of interest. So check it out. Shelf Shock Rewind coming to you in just a few weeks now.
As if this man isn't busy enough.
More releases out of Australia. The Exorcism of Emily Rose getting a Blu-ray release on March 25th from Via Vision. This has all of the same extras that have been on the previous releases of this film. It's just coming out of Australia. It's going to have a 3D lenticular hard case and some art cards with it. How did you feel about The Exorcism of Emily Rose? I feel like this is a movie you definitely saw early on.
I was going to say, let's just, I'd like to address the fact the term lenticular does not get used enough anymore. I do like a good lenticular. I'm sure you use it a lot on this show.
No, I was going to say, I'd love some more lenticular cases. Let's do it. Get some more out there.
Yeah, Exorcism of Emily Rose, saw it. I believe I saw this in theaters because this is what, 05? So I would have been 15.
05.
Yeah. So saw this in theaters. I'm a fan of Jennifer Carpenter. She's as a Dexter fan, that's kind of the this Exorcism of Emily Rose, or this Dexter and Rec are like the big Jennifer Carpenter things. So I don't know. I actually think this is a pretty good exorcism movie.
Good call from Terry. Terry says nobody ever does movies about guys getting exorcisms.
Well, Mike Flanagan's got an opportunity.
He won't take it.
No, he won't. I also believe that movie that Mike Flanagan is making is just called The Exorcist. So in keeping with the things that filmmakers keep doing that we don't like.
Right. So check out The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And if you're picking that up and you go, you know what? I love the Saw movies. Pick up Saw 4 on 4K out of Australia from Via Vision as well, coming out on the same day. Once again, all the same extras. They did not get anything new for these, but the Blu-ray is the unrated cut. The 4K is the theatrical cut. There is no 4K elements for the unrated cut, which is why we don't ever get a UHD of that one, just a heads up. Exorcism of Emily Rose is a film where the trailer was on for a compilation disc I had from a cereal box. So I watched the trailer a lot as a kid, but I haven't seen the film. Oh, man, you got to get on that, Paul.
What kind of cereal were you eating?
Australian. Paul's from Australia. That's why.
Oh.
They get special things that we don't get.
Hell yeah, they must.
Jake, you got a shout out earlier, of course. Says, I remember hearing good things about this Exorcism movie. It's good. It's a talky movie, that's for sure, but I still recommend it.
I think Exorcist movies are one of those things where, like, the Post-Exorcist is a wild movie. The Exorcist movies, like, the bar was set so high, it's kind of hard to ever get to that point again with so many of these. I mean, even the franchise itself never got back there. Like, The Exorcist is such a watershed moment for film, The
Exorcist 3 is pretty
I love The
amazing.
Exorcist 3, but The Exorcist 3 is not The Exorcist. It's just not.
That is true, but
technically
it's like one of the best sequels of all time.
I agree with you. I like both cuts of that movie even. You know what's not a great sequel? Saw 4. This is this is the one where Riggs gets kidnapped, right? And
I believe so, yeah.
This is like, I love the Saw movies. I did a back in the day before 3 more have now come out. We did all of the original run of those Saw movies as an episode on the Kulturecast. It was like a 2-parter. Each side or each, was part 1, part 2 was like 4.5, 5 hours because we had interviews with people from the movies. So I've seen them all. The fourth one, I think, is one of the weaker ones in a overall really strong franchise of movies. The fifth one, surprisingly, may be my favorite, and that's a late Saw movie. That's
Saw 6 is one of my favorites for sure.
Saw 6. Okay, Saw 5 is one of mine with Peter Outerbridge, and he's being put. It's like similar to 4. I think it has more in common with 4. I think 5 just does what 4 is trying to do a little bit better. The capturing of someone and having them go through a bunch of different tests as opposed to, one person and then another person type thing. So, but Saw, I mean, you and I, we never got a chance to do our Saw Film Foundations episode, did we? No.
Well, I'll blame the wife. We wanted to rewatch all of them, and we just did not get to them yet. I truly love every single Saw movie. Spiral doesn't count because it's from the Book of Saw. It's not a Saw movie. But all the other ones, even the worst of them, I saw most of them on opening night with my wife. Laura loves, I believe, all of these, and even enjoy. We went to Spiral in the theater too. I got to say, Saw 10, very good. Very excited that James Wan is back at the helm and supposedly going to be very hands on with Saw 11. I'm very eager to check it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, you beat me to it. Saw 10, I think, might be one of the most surprising movies I've seen in a long time. Not because of what it is, but because it drug a franchise back from not the brink. Saw was in the proverbial film timeout zone, kind of like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street are. Saw was in the no-no zone because of the franchise kind of, really pissing on the goodwill of the franchise, of the fans. And Saw 10, man, was just so good. I mean, if you haven't seen Saw 10, you don't even really need to watch any of the other Saw movies to appreciate Saw 10. Genuinely. I think it gives you enough. It gives you enough. And frankly, you could watch Saw 10 and then watch Saw if you really wanted to. Saw 10's amazing.
They're all great. I love the franchise. Let's keep going. Anaconda. We talked about this earlier. Coming on March 17th in this 4K Steelbook, a standard Blu-ray and a DVD from Sony. This is going to have Dolby Vision, HDR, and Dolby Atmos. It will have some outtakes and bloopers, deleted extended scenes, a ride into chaos with Jack and Paul, the cast featurette, a piece on the snake charmer, Tom Gormican, reinventing the legend of Anaconda. And I got to be honest, I've heard decent things. I want to see it. I'd check it out.
Can I ask why they made Jack Black look like this on the cover?
Which part?
They just make him look huge.
That's true.
It's odd.
And Jack Black is not that big anymore.
No, he's not. He wasn't that big in the movie. All right. If I'm not allowed to like Godzilla 1999, you're not allowed to like Anaconda, bud. So that's the line that's been drawn here in the sand. Also, in all caps. I mean, it was fine.
It's an impassioned plea.
I guess, yeah, Jesus Christ. It's talking about another movie whose title has to be clarified once again, because now this is just called Anaconda, just like the original's called Anaconda.
So now it's Anaconda 25.
Yeah, and to be fair, this cover art is not great. Just overall.
What exactly do you mean?
Scroll up to the snake is what I'm getting at.
Well, that too, but
great. It's an Anaconda movie, and you have 1/16 of the poster is the Anaconda. Really?
Well, not only that, you have a little bit, 8% is a boar.
The pig is bigger than the Anaconda is.
But I mean, look at the pig.
The pig is in. I would say the pig is in the fun. The pig is in the funniest scene in the movie. If the movie had sustained that scene's comedy, both physical comedy and dialogue-based comedy, that the movie would be like Minecraft and Jumanji. And I think maybe it didn't hit with me the way it should have hit with other people. And clearly, friend of my show, friend of your show, Josh Hurtado, big fan of it, so I can see why. Like I said, it just didn't land with me the way I think it did. I think this movie will be in the long term kind of reappraised as something that people just didn't get or didn't. I don't think it was advertised very well. I think there were a lot of things working against it that I think this movie will find its audience eventually on physical media, as these things tend to do.
Yeah, I still need to see it, that's for sure. I don't know.
I think you and your kids would like it. It's like a fun family movie. Yeah, that's yeah. Josh is right. It's for an anaconda. It's like the Anaconda movie of the. It's like Batman in The Dark Knight Rises. It's like he's in it, but like for a minute.
God. You see Steven's comment. Why did I give all my lost weight to CGI Jack Black?
Dude, it looks like someone took a tire pump to him. If I was Jack Black, I would be so upset that this is what they put out with me on it. Like, Jesus, dude. Like,
and the crazy thing, he approved this. Like, he had to approve it.
I know that's yeah.
wild.
No, I know. I would be like, dude, what the hell were you thinking? Like this, and
what movie did we watch?
Well, that's the other thing. And again, like if you've seen the movie, like the movie's not this serious. Like this is a. This is ostensibly a fun movie. Like, what movie are you advertising here? Like, I don't think they knew how to advertise the movie, and I think that happens when you have a meta concept that you really have to spend a little bit of time getting the audience up to kind of speed on. So, like I said, I think this will find its audience in the long run. So, yeah, where's Seth Rogen?
He's stuck in the studio.
Where's Steve Zahn and Thandie Newton? They're in this movie as much as Paul Rudd and Jack Black are. So
not only that, their names aren't even on the cover.
No,
That's
I know.
The wild part.
Yeah, that was more surprising for me. Like, okay.
All right. Next up, Eureka just this morning announced April 27th over in the UK, April 28th here in North America, a Blu-ray box set of Adventure Calls, Carl May at CCC. This covers from 1964 to 68, and this has a bunch of films in this. This sounds really great. This is a bunch of Difa Westerns, and I kind of really want to see these. Limited edition to 2000. We've got a 60-page collector's book featuring new writing on this. There's going to be a bunch of like introductions. There's going to be new audio commentaries, new interviews, some archival extras. I don't know that you and I have ever talked about Westerns. How do you feel about something like this?
I like Westerns a fair amount. I was my father is a big Louis L'Amour guy, so I grew up around those. I never really read them, but he was always kind of pushing me to read them, and I know he's a huge Western guy. So I watched a lot of Western cinema growing up. I love Westerns. I don't know. I just love Westerns. I love most, if not all, kinds of Western or Western adjacent things. I kind of wish it was a genre that had more of a place in this day and age, because that's a genre of film similarly to like the swashbuckling film that just doesn't really have any sort of representation anymore in like modern cinema. And it's kind of a shame because, old school Westerns or old school swashbucklers are often technically impressive, very well made films. So I love a good Western. What about you?
It depends on when and where they're from. The big thing for me is they definitely get samey over time. So I certainly have to break them apart. Like a box set like this would be tough for me to like binge through. But them being from Germany for the most part and from the Difa production studio, I'm very curious in seeing these. I've been checking out more Difa films lately, so it's exciting. I'm glad these are all coming out. Looks nice. But the big thing for me is April 20th, they're releasing a 4K over in the UK of Danger Diabolic, the Mario Bava film. Now, listen, I've already got the Kino Lorber 4K release, and I got to be honest, this is one of those films that I've now bought in my life 5 or 6 times. I feel genuinely compelled to upgrade this. Now, it's going to be probably the exact same presentation as the Kino, but my goodness, does the entire package and the extras look great on this. And I will say, the Kino Lorber 4K of this movie looks absolutely dynamite. Generally, I'm not very happy with the Kino Lorber 4K discs. This looks just beyond stupendous. If you've ever been interested in this movie, like Mario Bava, like these types of films, like these serials, the very comic book inspired movies, Danger Diabolic is a masterpiece, probably the best of them, and it looks truly stunning on 4K. This is going to have a limited edition hard case with a 60-page book with new essays on the film. We've got alternative English audio track recorded in tandem with the original Italian in 1968, available on home video for the first time since its Laserdisc release. We got a commentary with Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson, commentary with Tim Lucas, commentary with John Philip Law, moderated by Tim Lucas. A new discussion from the origins and evolution of Diabolic from page to screen with Leon Hunt. New visual essay on Danger Diabolic is Anti-Establishment Pop Culture by Rachel Nisbet, some archival featurettes, and yes, even the body moving music video by Beastie Boys. This looks like a stupendous release.
Yes.
Have you seen it? Have you seen anything from Bava?
I have seen stuff from him, but I have not seen this. I think at one point in the past when I was on your show, there was another release of this that was
That could
mentioned.
That could be. And I agree, Jim. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this at some point. It looks just wonderful, and that art looks really great too.
I was about to say the art is enticing in and of itself. Like, you know,
Would you say it's reaching for you?
yeah, it is.
All right. Next up, another UK-only release. Curzon putting out on March 16th a 4K Blu-ray and even a DVD release of Alpha from last year. This is the Julia Ducournau film from the director of Ra and Titan. This is going to be a 2-disc 4K and Blu-ray release if you buy the 4K one. We've got HDR10 on the disc. We've got interviews with Julia, a couple of the actors, a short film from Julia from 2011, visual essay by Will Webb, and a theatrical trailer on it. Raw and Titan, have you seen those?
I have not. Raw is the Raw is the cannibal one, yeah?
Cannibalism at a veterinary school, yes.
That's right. I heard about it. It's on the list, but I have not.
I think you should. I think you'd really like Raw, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of why it was on my list. I'm a cannibalism guy, so.
Have you heard what Titan is? Because you might be a Titan guy after this.
I have not, but I wait for you to tell me.
So in Titan, our main character is in a car accident very early in the film and is traumatized by it. And about 15 minutes into the film, she suddenly fucks a car and later in the movie gives birth to a baby that is part metal.
Yep. You're right. You could have left even less out of that and just said she fucks a car and I would have been there.
Yep. You should check it out. It's very good. Raucous soundtrack on that one too. You'd like it. Next up, Film Masters has put out some information that we're going to cover over the next couple titles. Now available. This is something that just flew past me. They've got a Blu-ray DVD out of The Sin of Nora Moran from 1933. This is going to have a stunning HD restoration from a 4K scan of the 35mm camera negative. It will not have any special features on the disc, but it will have subtitles. And this is a BDR, just so you are aware. Terry, Terry says, I've fucked a couple cars myself, just not in the same way.
Well, depending on your definition of fucked, it might be the same way.
Touche. Next up from them, this one's also available now, Hercules and the Captive Women from 1961. This is available now, no extras. This is a BDR as well. I know that some people will be turned off by that, but there's no real reason anymore. BDRs are very high quality in 2026. You'll be fine. Yeah, looks like a fun release. I've not heard of this one.
Is it a sexy movie? Must be.
I don't think so. It says originally released in 1961 in Italy. It is the updated U.S. version released for audiences in 63 here. Follow the chronicles of Hercules with Reg Park in his Hercules film debut. Action-packed from the start, Hercules encounters Ishmen when he must save her from a shape-shifting creature, and that's just the beginning. Ishmen then brings Hercules to Atlantis, where they come face-to-face with the evil queen Antone, Ishmen's mother, and try to prevent her dreams of world conquest. Will Hercules prevail?
No. Just looked like it, I guess.
They're just trying to give you an enticing poster to get in the seat, I'm sure.
Guess so, yeah.
All right. Next up, Filmmasters have revealed some dates of some upcoming releases. The Black Raven, February. Bombs Over Burma, February. The rest of these, March. We got The Little Princess, The Snows of Kilimanjaro, Our Town, Dancing Pirate, The North Star, and Reefer Madness. All of those are going to have no special features, but they will be a 2K or 4K restoration. Generally, it's going to be a 2K, and they will likely mostly be BDRs, sadly. Not sure why they're choosing that, but here we are. Yeah. Next up, February 17th, a Blu-ray from Cineverse of Lesbian Space Princess. How's that title feel?
What a pivot.
From the dancing pirate to lesbian space princess.
You said the same thing twice.
I did. This is going to have a director's commentary, animatic scenes, magic trick, reference video, auditions, outtake clips, deleted scene, and some more. This did get an Australian Blu-ray release, and so this will be a cheaper way to check out this film if you're into it. I've heard nothing but pretty great things about this. I am curious to check it out, especially because there is something in this movie called Dickzilla.
Nice.
Dickzilla.
I'm here for it.
Good to know. Moving right along from Dickzilla to The Second Twin. April 7th, getting a Blu-ray from Kino Lorber of The Second Twin. We'll have a new audio commentary by Simon Abrams. This is from a 4K restoration by Studio Canal. And that is April 7th, yeah. Lesbian Space Princess from Umbrella has the soundtrack CD. Nice. I didn't know that one. Next up from Kino Lorber, House of Cards with George Papard. This is coming on April 21st. This is from 1969. Has a new commentary by Gary Garani. And this is supposedly pretty great. It says, witness the intrigue and suspense behind every door, every window, and every move of every player in the House of Cards. I checked this one out. Orson Welles in it as well.
George Papard? Who doesn't love Banachek?
It's a great question. Good question.
Who even knows what Banachek is?
Better question. I don't.
I know. I figured as much.
Next up.
Oh my God. This is some like filmic motion sickness here. I'm getting whiplash from these movies.
High quality Stone Cold action. 1991's Stone Cold coming to 4K from Kino Lorber on April 21st. You've got two different cover art options there. This one is wild. We've got a new scene specific commentary by the director Craig R. Baxley. That's a big deal. We also have a brand new interview with William Forsythe on this.
I love this movie.
Tell me why.
I mean, it's Brian Bosworth. It's insanity. Like, for those of you who don't know who Brian Bosworth was, he was a football player from OU who then was essentially known for just kind of being a shithead. And so that launched him into fame and stardom of the variety of this kind. Yeah. If you don't buy this alternate cover art, what are you doing with yourself? Like, this is the fact that they even allowed this to get made is so good. Like, Jesus Christ. They're blowing up the Capitol. It's just this alternate cover art is truly, yeah. Brian Bosworth, not a great actor. Good-looking guy, got a good look to him. Like, he has he's got that look. I mean, he's got a look to him, but he's just not a great actor because he's an athlete, and not every athlete is a good actor. You're not necessarily going to be good at everything you do. We talked about this the other day. Like, you can't expect everybody's going to be good at everything.
That is true.
Have you seen Stone Cold?
Years ago. I barely remember it. I do have the Blu-ray, so I definitely don't need the 4K, but
it's got Lance Henriksen in it.
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
All right. Carrying on to Remo Williams. The Adventure Begins. This is coming on April 14th on 4K and Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. New HDR Dolby Vision Master on this one. New commentary by film journalist Brandon Strusnig. We've also got a new interview with Patrick Kilpatrick. All kinds of archival featurettes on here. There's a archival commentary as well. Remo Williams. Have you seen this one?
I could listen to you say Remo Williams over and over and over again. I've never seen Remo Williams, The Adventure
with Fred
Begins.
Ward.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You should. It's worth watching. It's pretty good. It is quite funny. Fun movie. Yeah, not much else to say about it.
Looks fun.
Check
Fred
it out.
Ward. Love Fred Ward.
The adventure also ended, says Stefano.
Yeah, it began, and with that, it was over.
Next up, Kino releasing a DVD only on April 7th of Mr. Nobody Against Putin, the Oscar-nominated Best Documentary Feature, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, getting a DVD only release in 2026. Why are we doing this, Kino Lorber?
Do they not have Blu-ray and 4K players in Russia? Is that why?
I have a feeling not many copies of this film are going to end up in Russia. Not for a lack of trying, maybe, but for a lack of customs.
I was about to say, would you like an Operation Dumbo Drop style thing? Antenna Releasing sponsoring a DVD drop over the country of Russia.
Operation DVD Drop. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what our yearly donation thing will be called when we donate DVDs to the local people, is Operation DVD Drop.
And of course, we're going to buy Kino Lorber DVDs to drop them in.
It is wild that they're releasing what in your mind as the physical media guy, why are they releasing a DVD in 2026?
Because they're cheap. Because they think that documentaries won't sell well. That's probably one of the reasons. Which is an odd choice considering documentaries do pretty well.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up, Kino Lorber also releasing a Blu-ray, not a DVD only of this one. March 24th Blu-ray of House Calls from 1978, starring Walter Matthau, Glenda Jackson, Art Carney, and Richard Benjamin. New audio commentary on this by Brian Reisman and Max Every. I love me some Walter Matthau.
Same. I'm more of a Jack Lemmon guy, but that's because he was in Glengarry Glen Ross. But I love Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Understandable. And Mr. A Fat Man, not an insult, that's the YouTube name, says DVD still outsell Blu-ray. This is a very niche title. While technically DVDs outsell Blu-rays, that is mostly because they're selling DVDs only at places like Walmart, where people walk through and go, oh, they made that movie, we should buy it on DVD. The people that are buying stuff from Kino Lorber are primarily only buying Blu-ray. I absolutely think they could have done that. Matthau and Jackson have totally wonderful chemistry like they did in Hopscotch. I will watch anything with Walter Matthau in it, I think.
Well,
Period.
I was going to say, there's that like pirate movie with Walter Matthau that's not great, so maybe don't watch that one.
I think you mean don't watch that one again.
Valid.
Next up, more Kino Lorber. April 28th, a Blu-ray of Nightlife coming on Blu-ray. I already said that. From 1989. This is a made-for-TV movie. We get a brand new HD master from a 2K scan of the Interpositive. New audio commentary by Amanda Reyes, of course. New audio commentary by David Del Valle and Peter Sawyer. Anything made for TV, Amanda Reyes should be on, and this looks like a really solid release.
Amanda Reyes. She is the preeminent expert on TV films.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's
no one
amazing.
does it better.
We had her on the Kolchak tapes a very long time ago to talk about Kolchak, and that was my first introduction to her. And she's fantastic and so amazingly knowledgeable, and just I don't know, one of the best people in terms of keeping the TV film conversation alive, which is not easy. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Also, Miriam Diabo, Bond girl, everybody. Not one of the more memorable ones, unfortunately, but
I wonder why.
Well, Living Daylights wasn't everybody's bag. I get it.
That's true. Next up, the last Kino Lorber announcement of a very Kino last few minutes for us. April 28th, Blu-ray coming of a wonderfully titled film, The Man Who Reclaimed His Head from 1934, which, I mean, it makes sense. It was his, so yeah. Starring Claude Rains. Joan Bennett also in this one. We get a new audio commentary by David Del Valle, another new audio commentary by Troy Howarth. I'm very curious to see this one. 1934. This looks good.
I mean, I like the name.
Yeah, looks good. Absolutely good poster too. Only a few more left for this week. Next up, the next wave. The next wave is Criterion coming out in the UK. I'm glad that they're getting these. It sucks that they can't get all of them, so I feel bad for everybody that won't get all of them. These look good. We've got The Blade coming. We've got Trouble in Paradise coming. And we've got Gilda coming. The Blade is April 13th. Trouble in Paradise, April 20th. Gilda, April 27th. Have you seen any of those three, sir?
I have not.
I I am needing to pick up all three of these. Very, very curious to check those out when they get the U.S. release first before they go to the U.K. But yeah, looks good. Next up, Deathstalker is coming to Blu-ray on February 17th from Raven Banner in Canada. This is the brand new 2025 Deathstalker. Have we talked about Steven Kostanski before? I feel like we have.
Psycho Gorman.
Right.
Psycho Gorman and The Void. Yeah, love Psycho Gorman, love The Void. Want to say I did an episode on The Void on the Kulturecast a couple years ago and got to talk to at least one of the actors that was in it. So,
do you still have a contact for that person?
I might.
We might need to talk about that because The Void does not have an active Blu-ray release at the moment.
Wow,
and I need to get in contact with them.
I love The Void. That movie is so
I do
much
too.
fun. Psycho Gorman, I mean, Psycho Gorman is also a lot of fun. They're just two very different kinds of fun, I would say.
Yes. Not only two different kinds of fun, but two, I don't know, it's kind of wild that they came from the same group. Absolutely love both movies. Psycho Gorman is a blast, but The Void, I don't know, for what it was, it is special that they were able to make it, especially being a crowdfund movie. It's incredible.
Yeah, I actually interviewed Aaron Pooley from The Void.
Nice.
The main actor. Yeah, The Void is amazing, and it is wild to me that The Void and Psycho Gorman are the same people because, yeah, the tones of those movies are so discordant with one another. So I have not seen this movie though. This movie looks more Psycho Gorman than anything else, maybe.
It does. I've been dying to see this. I know Josh Hurtado is a big defender of this one. I had wanted to see this. However, I don't think played in theaters near here last year, which made me very sad because this was playing when I was going to theaters. And so the fact that I don't think they played AMC's was the big thing. I am very, very curious to see what the future of this film is for other people, but I need to see it. I like the original Deathstalker. I think it's a fun movie, and this is supposedly pretty great. All the extras on here look really good. We get a slipcover, we get a Blu-ray CD combo pack, 20-page behind-the-scenes photo booklet. I think all of the extras on here are from the other releases of the film that have been announced previously. But if you're in Canada, this seems to be a good option. Glad they're doing this. Good movie. Check it out.
Yeah, if you have not seen enough of Astron 6's stuff, Manborg is also... I mean, Manborg is completely out of its mind. But I will mention, I think for me, the Astron 6 thing that I really like is the editor.
Good stuff.
The editor is out of control. I mean, all of Astron 6's stuff is very interesting and different and fun and... I would check out, if you're a fan of any of these movies, go check out all of their movies because they all have something worth checking out. I would say even go as far as the Leprechaun Returns movie is not nearly as much of a kind of disaster as the Leprechaun movie that came before it, the one that had Hornswoggle from the WWE in it. So, do
I think this will get a 4K? Asked Scott. No, absolutely not. I think if it was going to get one, it already would have got one a long time ago. The reality is, it probably will not sell very well, and that's one of the main reasons why they're not choosing to put it on 4K. 4K is so expensive; it's just not worth it if you're not going to sell thousands and thousands and thousands of copies. Generally, that's the hard part.
Well, you know what? Maybe the next Kumite will sell well because
Possibly.
Isn't that Daniel Bernhardt? That's the lead in this movie, right? The next.
It is, yeah. Yep. All right, two more from Raven Banner in Canada. One is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This is now available with this brand new limited edition slipcover from Raven Banner. All the extras are the same as their previous release. The only thing that's different is this new fancy artwork. Limited to 500, I think, on the slipcover. Maybe that's just the next one. I'm not sure. But the next one definitely is limited. I like the art on this one. The art on the previous release of this film was very not safe for work. And it was good. But this art is good and my kids could see it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the last one. Oh,
I was going to say, by the way, this movie's amazing.
This
Andre Orvidal is an amazing director. The Last Voyage of the Demeter... a pretty fun movie. I don't know if you saw it, but I actually enjoyed it a fair amount.
Not.
It's essentially Alien on a boat, but okay, nothing wrong with that. It wears its it's kind of wears its influences on its sleeve. As someone who's a gamer in a lot of ways, Bendy and the Ink Machine is a film that he is in charge of. So I actually, and Troll Hunter is a movie that, oh my God, when I saw that, I thought that was just. I mean, Troll
It's
Hunter
incredible.
is Troll Hunter. I mean, for someone who is a found footage guy, as I know you are, Troll
Yep.
Hunter is in that conversation of amazing found footage movies, some of the best. And so,
Especially
Overdahl
for the
is-
price that they paid for that film.
God, and he wrote and directed that movie. That's the thing that always like makes me just like so impressed by him as a director and a writer is that he wrote and directed that movie too. Like that
Yep.
movie's stunning. And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, not terrible. I mean, I think the premise of the movie was weird, and I don't know how well it like landed. And I know that they also kind of trafficked in the Guillermo del Toro of it all because I think he produced that movie, if
Yep.
memory serves, or he did the story or something to that effect. So, but I love Overdahl as a director, and God, The Autopsy of Jane Doe is a great movie.
It is great, truly great.
Yeah.
All right, last one for the week, also from Raven Banner. They are doing Turbo Kid with this brand new, amazing limited edition slipcover. That is a wild piece of cover art.
My Lord. I want that as a poster. My guy. Jesus.
This one limited to only 500, and this one's kind of interesting because yes, we've had many releases of this film, but I believe the Blu-ray is getting kind of hard to find, if I remember right. So this might be the cheapest way to pick up this movie right now. Everybody should own Turbo Kid. Have you seen Turbo Kid?
I have not.
Dude, this is very much a Chris movie. You would like this. Yeah.
I think it's been on my Plex server forever now. Like,
Yeah.
Literally, I have scrolled past it plenty of times, so I know that it's definitely, it looks like my kind of thing. I mean, just like Astron 6 and stuff. Like sometimes I can just look at something and go, "This is going to be my kind of thing." So.
Yep. I think you would love it. Good movie. Check it out if you are into it. But since that was the last announcement, let's talk about what's coming out next week on Tuesday, in case you forgot. We've got Friday the 13th, Part 2, 4K, 310 to Yuma 4K. That's the original coming from Criterion. Osgood Perkins Keeper coming on 4K. The wide release of Severin's Exorcismo box set that was mentioned in the chat earlier is coming next week. Ma and Pa Kettle, the complete comedy collection
Hell
is
yeah,
next week.
dude. Yes.
I was going to ask if you know
Mon
those.
Pa Kettle, bro. I don't remember what it was, but as a child, I watched something on VHS that had an advertisement for Ma and Pa Kettle on VHS. And I always wanted to know what in God's name Ma and Pa Kettle was. And I never took it upon myself as an adult to look it up. But Ma and Pa Kettle, folks, if you're a fan, it's coming your way. 10 years of Ma and Pa Kettle.
Yeah, Friday the 13th Part 2 looks incredible on 4K, says Josh. I agree. Terry's asking, is Melania getting a 4K release? Probably not. I will say, did you and I talk about the Letterboxd shenanigans this week?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
So, you know about this Melania documentary that Amazon made, right? It's going to theaters right now.
My wife, she's a great woman. Yes, I know all about Donald Trump's wife's documentary, unfortunately.
So somebody yesterday went into TMDB, which is where Letterboxd gets all of their information for films from, and changed out the poster to a graffitied poster. And so for a good few hours last night, the Letterboxd viewing of Melania had a picture that said Donald Trump fucks kids on it.
Wow. Well, first off, yes. And secondly, that's funny. So, wow. I mean, you know what? Kudos to someone for doing social activism for even a couple hours on a website so many of us use all the time. It wasn't one of us, though.
No, it was not. Wild that it happened, and it was wild. All right, carrying on with what's coming out next week, we've got The High-Low Country from Kino Lorber, Last Foxtrot in Burbank coming from Full Moon. Chris, have you heard of Last Foxtrot in Burbank?
I have not.
Written by one John Carpenter.
I know that name. He doesn't like Chevy Chase.
10 Rillington Place coming from the studio.
Have you seen 10 Rillington Place?
I believe I have watched it. I don't think I've finished it.
It's really good. Richard Attenborough in that movie is amazing. I know most people know him. I mean, like most, film goers who have only seen, like popular things know him as John Hammond from Jurassic Park, but he is so good in 10 Rillington Place. Like, if you've never seen him in anything else and you want to see him as a total creep, 10 Rillington Place is definitely a place to start for sure.
Yeah. Full Moon's Noir collection is coming out next week. We've got Garden of Love from Unearthed Films, a couple standard editions from Mondo Macabro, and then if you want, the 50 Shades movies coming together on 4K in a 3-film box set for the first time ever. My big thing for next week is the Exorcismo box set. I cannot wait to get that in.
Is that Friday
exciting.
the 13th from the one that's down there? That's Friday the 13th from 2009?
Yes, it is the standard edition coming from Arrow Video.
Okay.
They had released that previously on 4K. Now it's just the standard coming.
So that's the remake?
It is the remake with the Jason that runs, yes.
Interesting. How do you feel? We've never talked about that movie. How do you feel about that movie?
I really like the remake of Friday the 13th. I think it is a very well-made remake.
I agree. It does a better job of being a remake than that Nightmare on Elm Street movie does, which came out, a year earlier? Year later, yeah. Which is sad because that Nightmare movie had so many good actors in it too, just like the Friday one did.
Well, and I don't think Jackie Earle Haley was bad in the remake.
No.
The writing, though, was atrocious.
Well, I go back to the one thing in that remake they should have done, which is there's that moment where they're at the school and it's like, and behind this is where he would take us. And it's like, that moment should have been reveal, there's nothing there, they killed an innocent man, and that makes this so much more interesting as a story. Instead, it was like, and there is the sexual assault cave where he was doing all that, and it's just like the original, except they actually lean into the reality of it as opposed to avoiding it due to the things at the time. Like, they had an opportunity to do something different. The thing that I like about that Friday the 13th movie is it is a different kind of Friday the 13th movie. Just like all across the board. It's such a strange Friday the 13th movie instead of just being a direct reboot of the franchise. So
it's true. I really like that. I really wanted them to have more in that universe. I would have loved to have them continue with it.
I mean, they ended the damn movie on a cliffhanger. So
right.
Yeah. And yeah, I would agree with Jim. Like, the remake is better than a lot of those like sequels. You know, some of those Friday sequels are not great.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not taken the time to like properly rank the slasher franchises anytime recently, because my thoughts on those change a lot. But I don't think Friday the 13th has ever even been like top 1 or 2 for me ever.
No, same. I think for me it's still probably Nightmare and Scream, like 1 and 2, really. Like, if you even want to put those in the ability to rank them in the same thing, because I'm not sure they are. Like, every time I watch Scream, I just think, oh, this is just like a murder mystery. Every time I watch it now, I'm like, this isn't even a horror movie anymore. Like, it's, which is fine, but like the things you're talking about, Friday is nowhere near the top for me.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like the classic 80s and 70s and 80s ones. Halloween.
I was like, careful, don't say 90s.
No, well, you got to say 70s and 80s because Halloween started in the 70s. So that's the big thing is Halloween. It's probably Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and then maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Hellraiser, one of those two. Although Hellraiser isn't really a slasher.
I mean, I think Hellraiser's in there. I think for me it would be Nightmare, Hellraiser, Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, Friday the 13th.
I don't think Hellraiser could be in my top 3 because of how bad those movies get.
Yeah, but the first two, the first one is amazing. That's the first one is so good. I understand that there's all those other subsequent sequels that stink, but that first movie is just a banger of a movie. And especially
I love the first 3.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm with you. Like, but I mean, I'm willing to say the first 3 just like you are, but I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with the second one, and the third one is where a lot of people check out. I love how wild the third one is, and any film that allows you to have a Motorhead song called Hellraiser in it is just going to be perfect for me. So yeah, I'm with you. Friday the 13th is not a franchise that I gravitate towards as a horror fan. So that might be sacrilege, but someone else is going to put Halloween lower or Nightmare lower, and I might have similar feelings about that, so I get it. We resonate with some of these characters and franchises more strongly than others, so no answer is incorrect unless it's...
Of course, yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing, because I don't think there's any incorrect answer. Everything is someone's favorite.
Look at this branding. All right, let's talk about video game adaptations. Overall, how do you feel about video game adaptations? Why is this an interesting topic for you?
I think that the public sentiment on video game adaptations has kind of, I wouldn't say changed as of recent, but I think it's definitely had a weird wrench thrown into it because in the last, let's say, 5 years, let's call it, since Detective Pikachu, or depending on your frame of reference, Sonic the Hedgehog, video game movies have had a weird resurgence and a weird kind of reappraisal. I mean, look, there is a movie that we'll talk about that I think everybody drags, and I don't think is worth dragging anymore, given the other things you could be dragging if you really want to drag uncreative, lazy things. But I think video game movies get a bad rap. I think some of it's well-deserved. That new Silent Hill movie that came out doesn't sound like it's doing any favors to change the narrative of video game adaptations being worthwhile. But there are plenty of movies in the last 5 years that have done that. And I think that there are ones before that as well that you could, and we will talk about as examples of good adaptations before the golden age of video game adaptations is kind of upon us now. And it's really TV where video games are being well adapted. The long form formatting of it, I think, is a little bit more beneficial to video games, especially more broad, expansive world building video games like Last of Us.
I absolutely was going to mention this because my list was very difficult to even make a favorite 5. I came up with 4, and I was like, well, I remember liking the first one for the most part. Let's throw that in as number 5,
Lord.
I guess.
Mortal Kombat is your number 5.
Yes. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, just the way you said it. I mean, there's like very little other things that could even be in reference to.
It's actually not Mortal Kombat. That's the funny part.
Wow, shocking.
But yeah, TV is where a lot of these are like actually turning in prestige. I hate to use the word content, but like that's where a lot of it is coming in is when you're giving time to something like Fallout and you're giving, Pedro Pascal the ability to be something that people fall in love with for 2 seasons so far. It's going to be better than a lot of this stuff. I don't know. I think that it is tough because video games, for the most part, it's an art form. It's a deep, long running art form of people that have gone through these journeys. That's literally the whole point. And so making a movie, it's hard because a 90-hour video game that has all of these ups and downs and characters that you meet along the way, condensing that all into even 2.5 hours, which is a fairly long movie, is not simple to do. Just pure. At all.
No, and as someone who has played video games mostly his entire life and loves video games, when you and I are done, I'll probably decompress by playing something for an hour. Sometimes that's just the way I am. Like, that's something I need, is that decompression point to do something fun. And that, for me, I like working out a lot. I like being active a lot, but I also like sitting with my friends and gaming because that's a thing that we can still do as a group of friends, even though we're all in disparate parts of the country. So I still game a lot, and I, as someone who games a lot, like want the things that I love to be respected the way film is respected by people that come to film. But to your point, a lot of the video game adaptations have been done in bad faith because they just see them as an opportunity to cash in on an IP. They don't actually care about making something true to the franchise or doing something that the fans will like along with new people. Like, these are not things that they're really going out of their way to do. Resident Evil Raccoon City, yeah, not great. Like, there's a lot of really bad things out there. Zach Krieger is directing a Resident Evil movie. I would not trust anyone other than him at this point to do a movie like that, genuinely. If you love the franchise and you want to do something with it, you're the person for the job, as far as I'm concerned. But I think, to your point, video games are an art form that deserve to be experienced on their own. Like, watching a movie or TV show based on Fallout or Last of Us really robs the medium of its impact, because being able to play as those characters and connect with the characters directly, or be the characters sometimes even, is something that is part of the experience of playing video games, and experiencing it secondhand just does not feel the same, and it never will.
Right. So I'm curious if you could see 3 video games turned into movies that you love. What 3 are you wanting greenlit tomorrow?
So, I would love to actually see a great Assassin's Creed video game film. Like, and just don't base it on any of the video games. Do your own goddamn thing. Maybe don't even have it be obvious that's an Assassin's Creed thing until towards the end and then tie it into it. Like, do something that's not what they did already. Here's the crazy part. I actually like that Assassin's Creed movie. It's a wild movie. Like, I don't really know what they were thinking. That's such a weird video game adaptation, and I'm a huge Fassbender guy, so that was an easy layup for me. I think if you were to ask me that question about things that haven't been adapted, because I think for me, like, there are a lot of things where I'm like, I would love to see this person do this a different way, or someone do X, Y, and Z a different way. I think for me, the things that I would like to see being turned into movies are things that, like, it would be so weird for it to be a movie, but I would want someone to do something really interesting with it. Like, there's a game that I play called Deep Rock Galactic, and it's a game about dwarves that are mining on, like, other planets, and they're mining resources. It's like, that would be a cool thing. Like, that would be a cool cartoon or an animated movie. Battletoads would be such an awesome, like, cartoon or TV show. And, like, the video game that came out a couple years ago really leaned into the stylized animation of it all and made it almost like a interactive cartoon. In a lot of ways, I mean, Cuphead was that same way as a video game. Like, it felt like one of those old school cartoons turned into a video game. So I don't know. Like I said, man, like, there's a lot. My brain goes a lot of directions, but I think for me, like, I would like to have people adapting things that aren't imminently obvious how you would adapt them. Like, I think it would be fucking wild to see a Rocket League movie. Like, a genuine, honest to God Rocket League adaptation where you can get invested in a fake sport in the film the way people get invested in real sports in real life. Like, I think that would be wild. Like, because that's, again, like, for me, I want to see someone do something creative with it, because it's clear to me just taking these things and doing them, certain franchises can benefit from that, but other franchises, they don't work if you just straight adapt them.
Right.
What about you? I'm curious.
I understand that. I never would have thought you'd say Rocket League. That's a fun idea, and now I kind of want to see that. Like,
right? It's be so wild. Like,
I've always like a modern version of Rollerball type of movie.
Yeah, like, I don't know why someone has, like, why that wasn't a thing that people weren't clamoring for when that became kind of a mild cultural touchstone for a couple years, Rocket League. Like, I don't know why. I would also really love to see a Team Fortress 2 movie, just based on the amount of, like, unique characters that are in that video game, because every class in that game is a very unique, distinctive character. And if you had, like, an actual cast around that, you could do some really wild stuff with it. So those are the answers for me. I know those are very weird and, like, specific, but at the same time, like, I play so many video games, it was never going to be just Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah,
Peter Berg's already doing that. He is. I mean, that's, what in God's name is a Call of Duty movie going to look like? Every other action movie you've ever seen?
Yeah.
What about you? What answer would you have, if any, I guess? I
mean, it's kind of obvious at this point, but I would love to see a world made in BioShock. I'd love to see what that looks like, properly done. I think you could do a lot with that, and the music was great. The visuals obviously would be great, but just the whole steampunk nature of it would serve film very well. It seems like a silly answer, but I think something like Bully. I really loved the game Bully. Yeah, and I would love to see a movie based off of that. Obviously,
your cred a little bit, Ryan. That's a deeper cut. That's a lesser Rockstar game.
It's one of my favorites. I love Rockstar. I think that game was genuinely perfect. I think it would be really fun to watch, and supposedly they're teasing a possible, like, sequel or remaster or something coming up.
They've been talking about that forever, but I hope that they're going to do it. What if they did a Grand Theft Auto movie, but it was just like the Minecraft movie?
I mean, honestly, it could be fun because, like, take the sensibility of Minecraft and make it fully adult. Make
Yeah.
it like beating up hookers and shooting people in the
Yeah.
face, and yeah,
It's kind of like Westworld. It would kind of be, I mean, kind of like Fall Guy, right? Like, or Free Guy. Free Guy, is that what
Free
the
Guy,
Free Guy?
yeah.
Which, I mean, like, Free Guy was like, again, like Free Guy was kind of trafficking in that, but I think it would be fun. Like, I know it's kind of that trope is overused. The like real person goes into the video game,
Right,
But
right.
like I don't know how you would do a Grand Theft Auto movie unless you're just doing a Grand Theft Auto movie like a la Prima, like the actual way, like having it be set for real in that world and it following characters in that world and it's set in Los Santos or wherever, but it's at like Grand Theft Auto for real. Unless you do it that way, like I don't know how you would do it any other way, really. Like
yeah.
it's either that or that. Like same with Minecraft. It's either it's set in the world for real or you have people coming in from out of the world and it being fish out of water. Like how many times
Right.
that happened? The Super Mario movie, the original and the remake, the animated, both traffic in that even. Like because Mario's in his real world in that Mario
Right.
movie. So
That's true.
Asteroids would be again, like the classic games, Tetris, right? Like there was a Funny or Die like joke trailer
Yeah.
for Tetris of however many years ago. Like, and then they made a Tetris movie, but they made it the way you make a Tetris movie, which is the story of how Tetris came to
Right.
be. Because that story in and of itself is so interesting. That's the other thing. Like video game movies, I think for me, I also really love movies about the video game industry. Like
Yep.
King of Kong is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all
It's
time.
great.
I love that movie. Like, oh,
No
man,
physical media release, by the way.
fuck. We need to. See, here's the thing. What the world needs, and this is what's fucking crazy. The world needs King of Kong 2. Because I don't know if you know what's happened in the subsequent years since the King of Kong. Billy Mays, or what the fuck's the guy's name? Oh, Billy Mitchell, not Billy Mays. I wish it was Billy Mays. They both lived in Florida. Billy Mitchell's been stripped of all of his titles.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Because he was supposedly cheating. And I'm saying supposedly because he's a very litigious guy. So I don't want to put that out into the world, but a King of Kong sequel would be fucking nuts given the things that have happened in the years subsequent. But if you've never seen King of Kong, knock, knock, knock. This is the doorbell. You need to go answer it and watch King of Kong.
This is the doorbell.
So your doorbell sounds like at your house?
Not generally. What's up, Thomas? So let's get into it. Let's go into some of these titles. What is did you rank yours, or are these just a list
I
of
didn't
five that
rank.
you like?
I didn't rank
Okay.
mine. Did you rank yours?
No, I it was hard enough just to give a list of five that I liked. So give me one of these five.
Ranking is, as Baby Billy Freeman would say, is for nerds. So no, I'm not ranking anything. One of mine, like I mentioned, is a more recent title, Five Nights at Freddy's. I loved that first Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It's way better than it has any right to be. Like, it hit for me at the right moment in the right way. I was covering Five Nights at Freddy's at the time for another podcast I was doing. We were talking about like those kinds of YouTube like analog horror things, and so we covered Five Nights at Freddy's, and so it was hitting on all cylinders. And I know it was kind of critically reviled, but the people that I knew that loved Five Nights at Freddy's, the source material, loved the movie. And so as far as I'm concerned, if the people who loved the source material loved the movie, that's a success. And,
Right.
Damn the critics in some respects, because they weren't amenable to it to begin with. So whatever. Five Nights at Freddy's I thought was pretty good. And Josh Hutcherson, forever teenager Josh Hutcherson, is pretty good. And Matt Lillard, I mean, I'm a huge Matt Lillard guy, as I know you are. So.
He's just not in it enough. That's the big thing.
But he's really not in it in the second one. So that's why the second one is not going to get mentioned, other than if you saw the first one, you'll probably watch the second. But the second one is a lesser first one in a lot of ways. I don't think it's terrible. I know you are not a fan, but I didn't think the second one was nearly as terrible as I was expecting it to be. That's for sure. I canceled my plans to see it and went and saw something else instead initially.
I thought the second one should have been able to strive to even be dog shit, and that it was so much worse than that.
Wow. You weren't even dog shit, bro.
No, I did not like that second movie at all. The first one, it was an enjoyable time. I didn't love it at all, but That's all right. It wasn't made for me. And my kids loved it, and it was made for them. That was what was important.
Right, exactly. Like, and I can, and just like you can acknowledge it, we can both acknowledge sometimes things ain't made for us, and that's okay. Like,
Yeah, exactly. The first one, just to get the mystique out of the air, I was not talking about Mortal Kombat. I just decided to throw up Resident Evil. The first one is a decent time. I don't really enjoy any of the sequels all that much. Even the first one's not great, but I'm glad that it's made, glad that it has a fan base, glad that it's taken off and gave Paul W.S. Anderson his whole career, basically. Fun movie. Yeah, not much else. So many people have talked about it. There's others that I'll talk about a lot more. Any thoughts on Resident Evil?
the original one is a lot of fun. I mean, the original one is, I mean, for me, the original one is one of those movies where every time I watch it, I'm like, you know, Paul W.S. Anderson look, he has directed one of my favorite movies that has now been reappraised. Event Horizon. Like, I love Event Horizon. Has been reappraised now. Everybody loves it. Nobody liked it when it came out. Okay, we get it. Love Event Horizon. So Paul W.S. Anderson is someone who I wish he had made more movies like Event Horizon and less Resident Evil.
Don't we all?
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, it's like James Cameron. It's like, stop making those Avatar movies, bro, and make something else. Like, just please. Like, from me to you. And like, same with Paul W.S. Anderson. Like, I get it. You are really good at making Resident Evil movies. The Resident Evil movies that he made in that franchise are the good ones. Once he leaves, they're not. So right. I don't know. I'm kind of the same boat. Like, the first one's great. Everything past that, not. And I saw someone in the comments mentioning that the Welcome to Raccoon City Johannes Roberts film, not good. And boy, they really were plugging away at that movie like it was going to be something. And Johannes Roberts, I like that Kong movie a lot. So, like we talked about MonsterVerse movies, I did not like any of the MonsterVerse movies, but did he not do Kong? No, he didn't do Kong. Never mind. I thought he did Kong. For some reason.
That I'm aware of.
No, but he did Primate.
He did, and it's very good.
Right, that's the other thing. So maybe that's what I was getting it confused with. Primate I haven't seen yet. Probably won't get a chance to go see it in theaters because it's still probably out somewhere for maybe another week, maybe.
Probably. It did fairly well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Johannes Roberts, whatever his name is, he did a part of VHS 99 that we spent some time talking about earlier.
That's right.
And my big one, nobody ever talks about The Strangers Pray at Night. Good movie. Better movie than people give it credit for. He also did that one.
Yeah, Strangers Pray at Night is pretty good. Hey, can we say it's the only good Strangers sequel?
Oh, well, there shouldn't be any other sequels, but yeah. And honestly, Pray at Night shouldn't have even existed, truly. It should have been left alone. But anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment 100%.
Okay, so was that off of Paul W.S. Anderson, or did you say a title? I totally just
No, that was off of Paul W.S. Anderson, yeah.
Okay, so what is your second one?
So my second one is the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993. The original video game.
I knew that was going to come up, yep.
Yeah, that movie's amazing. I think if you don't like that movie, it's probably because you've never seen it. Like, it is a technically impressive movie. The sets are pretty wild. They made a lot out of a little, even though it was a pretty big budget movie. They actually, like, the sets are wild. The fact that it has Dennis Hopper in it as King Koopa is fucked.
It is wild.
It's a wild movie. Like, it's one of those things where one of my favorite Disney movies, Meet the Deedles, has Robert Englund in it as a villain. Outside of makeup. No fanfare given to that this man is Freddy Krueger. Same with Dennis Hopper, one of the great actors of all time, playing Bowser. And the Bob Hoskins John Leguizamo casting is out of control. Bob Hoskins was drunk and didn't know that Mario was a video game character until his son told him, partially into filming. Like, it's completely batshit. The movie's wild. It is so visually interesting as a film, and the choices that are made are so weird. And Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel are just, I don't know, like, I think the movie is unfortunately kind of given short shrift. It is not the film equivalent of the Atari ET game, though I have heard it called that, and I have heard people drag it like that, but it is no it is no failure as a film. It's not the film that came out the next year. It's not Double Dragon, okay? Like, that movie is actually not good. Like, Super Mario Brothers is a movie worth checking out, worth reassessing. If you have never seen it, just go into it knowing very little. It's not Mario. It's not really Mario, but it is. It's Mario if people who don't understand it's Mario through the lens of the people who don't understand the appeal of the character.
It's a unique movie. I will say that. I don't have the history with this movie that many people have. I enjoy this movie. I definitely don't hate it, which a lot of people do, and I think that's unfair. Honestly, it's still just wild to me that this movie even exists.
And it's the OG live action English video game adaptation.
Yep,
it
that's
is
true.
The OG. Like, before 93, there are no video game adaptations, which is crazy because there are not a lot of genres that started after we were born. Most genres have a frame of reference pre our birth in the early 90s or the 90s, late 80s. Like, Mario came out in 93, 3 years after I was born. Like, that's not a thing. So it's also something that, like, as a video game and video game enthusiast and gamer, I would consider myself a little bit, like, protective of the video game adaptation genre as a franchise, because it's something that we like. It's in direct response to the things that we love. So, kind of feels, when they're not good, it doesn't feel like a personal attack, but it definitely doesn't feel like the right people are doing these things. So, speaking of that, what's your next one?
My next one, I'm curious if you've seen this one. I actually wanted to bring up the newer one, not Angelina Jolie, but the new Tomb Raider movie.
The Vikander one.
The Vikander one. I feel like it is something similar that we both like, which is Indiana Jones in a movie form. Basically, it's the closest thing that we've gotten to that sort of feeling. It is fun, it's adventure, it's exciting, it's well made, and Vikander's actually pretty great in it for a Tomb Raider.
I like that movie a fair amount. It's got Big Dog Gogs in it as well.
Yep.
Good got
for
the dog.
Multiple times he's come up tonight. I think it's an okay adaptation. The Tomb Raider games are weird.
Yeah.
It's basically just a hot woman moving in a cave, and that's good enough. So,
wow, bro, I played. I actually over the weekend played. I received I buy the Humble Bundle every month, and this month's Humble Bundle games. One of them was the remastered Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6. Oh boy. Ooh. Yikes, not good. No thanks, I'm good. The tank controls were the default. I'm good. Yeah, not a Tomb Raider guy in terms of the games. I like the new games, which are just Uncharted with a woman instead of Nathan Drake. But Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander, I saw it in theaters. I covered it on my show, the Kulturecast, back when it came out back in the day. I enjoyed it. And what a great director named Roar Uthog.
it sounds like he is a Tomb Raider himself.
Yeah. I would say it's a shame that movie didn't get a sequel. And the end of that movie with Nick Frost as well set the stage for something that we never got any more of. So, yeah, actually, a good choice. Good pick.
They had talked supposedly about doing a sequel for years. I think they could still go back and do it. I mean, obviously, Alicia Vikander still looks great, but it's not unheard of. I mean, we just talked about Zootopia and Zootopia 2. It's different because it's animated, I guess, and the kids are all about it. But that is a little bit longer than what we got right now. Give us Tomb Raider 2.
Well, you know that there is Tomb Raider coming out, right?
I did not know.
Yeah, there's a Tomb Raider TV show coming out with Sophie Turner, one of the Jonas wives.
Oh, I know who Sophie Turner is.
Yeah. One of the Jonas wives. That's a terrible way to refer to her as.
It's an awful way to. Yeah.
But to be fair, I don't want to refer to her as the character from Game of Thrones because less said about that, the better. So,
yeah,
Jean Grey in the X-Men movies.
I know her because I watched the brand new movie Trust from this last year that she was the star of, and it was hot garbage. It was so bad.
Are you talking about? I don't have a lot of I don't know. I don't have a lot of positive things because I haven't seen her in anything other than things where she wasn't great. So she looks the part. If you look at pictures of her as Laura Croft, she looks the part. That's for sure. So, but tank controls, by the way, are when you have to stop and move. You can't move. You can't turn while moving. So you have to stop and turn and then move in a straight line.
So stupid.
Which, by the way, Resident Evil, that was the thing with Resident Evil early on as well, was tank controls. Up until Resident Evil 4, it was tank controls all the way. So yeah, Tomb Raider. I love the late games, and I actually really like that Alicia Vikander movie. So good pick.
Nice. What is next for you?
So my next one is, again, I mentioned, the one came out now and it didn't do a very good job at sparking joy. Silent Hill from 2006, great movie. Interesting visually, has a great cast. I think for me, Silent Hill is a weird game to adapt because Silent Hill is a very psychological horror game, and that doesn't always translate well to the screen. And I think the visuals are interesting. They break the world that they're existing within in a lot of ways. But Silent Hill, I like that movie. I'm a Sean Bean guy too. He's not in it enough, but I like it. I was really disappointed to learn that the direct sequel that has come out now, is not good. And it's directed by Christoph Gans, who directed the original. He came back to this franchise. So I was disappointed more than most people might have been to learn that the new Silent Hill movie is not good. So Silent Hill from 2006, have you seen it?
Ages ago, good movie. Not much. There's a lot to talk about Silent Hill right now, so I've been inundated with it a lot this week. Not much to add. The best thing is the visuals. That's really the hot part of that movie. It's not something that I expected to be as popular as it was, I got to be honest. But it's horror, so it takes off.
Yeah, it is. And Silent Hill, Leisure Suit Larry. Wolfenstein would be a good one. It would. Yeah.
All right. My next one, this is the third one, is from friend of the channel, Josh Rubin, and that is the movie Werewolves Within, which technically I don't know a damn thing about the game. I just know that this is a video game adaptation, and I think this movie is really damn fun. It is directed by Josh Rubin. It is starring Sam Richardson and Milana Weintraub. It is about a bunch of people that are stranded, or not stranded, but there's a small town called Beaverfield, I think, and they're like snowed in, and there is a new park ranger in town played by Sam Richardson, and he's this like super nice, kind person, and suddenly there's a bunch of murdering and havoc, and it is really great. It is more of like a whodunit movie than like a full-on horror movie, but it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. The acting is surprisingly decent for what it is. The story's unique, and it's a great setting, and really just, I don't know, the chemistry of the cast is perfect.
So we said video game adaptations, not board games, right? Because
yes,
Werewolves Within is like, it's barely a video game.
it's been
it's
a video
werewolf.
game.
It's werewolf in VR, which cracks me up because the movie you described is just someone made Werewolf the board game into a movie, which is funny because like that is such a interesting idea, and board game adaptations aren't a thing that even have happened enough. So it's funny that this is VR.
Chris, big defender of Battleship.
Remember how Rihanna was in that movie with Liam Neeson? Is Josh Duhamel in that film?
I think so.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah, what's he up to these days? I think it's funny that this is a video game that's based off of a fucking card game, a social deduction game that you play with your friends when you're
truly a card game, but yeah.
It's barely even a game. Like it's just a social deduction thing. Yeah. I will tell you though, I love Sam Richardson with a passion.
He is so funny.
I know. I'm surprised that Tim from fucking Tim Robinson's not in it really,
Yeah, 2018 was he? I think he was still doing stuff for SNL or something. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just love the two of them together. So
yeah, always great. All right, next one for you.
So my next one again, and it's we're kind of, I feel like we're staying in a certain kind of time frame here, which is more recent than not. And I mentioned the Mario movie, which does go back a ways, but for me, I kind of mentioned 2020 as a year specific to this genre. Man, is there anything better than a return to form by Jim Carrey with Sonic the Hedgehog? Because that movie is so much fun. And Jim Carrey is so good and finally having fun again as an actor. And
So this is your fourth one, right?
Yeah.
So my fourth one is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay. So I'll talk about Sonic and then you can talk about the sequel. The first one's amazing. I mean, Jim Carrey is so good. He's having fun again as an actor. The initial groundswell about the design of Sonic was justified. I think the original Sonic design is exactly the kind of problem that video game movies experience for the longest time, which is the people who watch these movies don't want to see what the characters would look like from the video game. They want to see what they would look like in the real world. No, we fucking don't. If you're going to make a Mario movie, make it Mario. If you're going to make it Sonic, make it fucking Sonic. Don't shy away from the fact that it's a 4-foot tall blue hedgehog.
Right.
Please. Like, if you're going to make a fucking movie about it, lean into it for God's sake. So the fact that they were like, and let's get one of the great comedic actors of all time to be in the film and just let him do his thing finally for the first time in a decade. I adore the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The first one, it is a testament to what happens when you actually listen to the fans and the fans have their hearts in the right place. Because there are Snyder cut stories out the wazoo. The Sonic the Hedgehog people were not doing that. They had a very good argument against why Sonic didn't need to look like that, and the studio listened, and the film is better for it. And again, like I said, Jim Carrey's great, James Marsden's great, and the story is fun because you take Sonic and you bring him into our world, so he's the fish out of water, and it totally works. It actually 100% totally works. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the second one, but what did you think of the first one?
I think it's great. I think the story's well done. I think all the characters are interesting. I think it's a funny way to adapt this. And I think Jim Carrey is the best thing about this movie. That and Ben Schwartz, great voice actor and just perfect choice for this. But really, the reason I chose the second one is because I love all of that. And just adding in Tails with the voice of Idris Elba is just a wonderful choice. I thought it was really well done. It's a fun villain. It's exciting. It is electric on screen. Honestly, the Sonic franchise has not missed yet. All three are pretty great.
Well, and I was going to say, I mean, your love of the second one is understood. Have you watched the TV show based on Knuckles?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Because, that is then the further extension of that second movie. I love that second movie because of Knuckles. I think it's really fun that they did not do the Chris Pratt thing with the second movie, and technically the first movie, which is they didn't recast. They didn't recast Tails. Tails is played by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who is the woman that did the voice for the video game. And I love that because, the Charles Martinet of it all was something that I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with, myself included. And look, Chris Pratt, neither here nor there as an actor, he's fine as Mario. But Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails was such a smart move to leave her in there as the kind of grounding force of the trio from, recasting two of the three voices, because Knuckles and Sonic are not the character voices from anything other than these movies. So
it is true.
And Jim Carrey in the second movie with that mustache.
Yeah.
He looks like Robotnik in the second movie. I'll give you that. That's where he looks like Robotnik.
He leans into it for sure.
Yeah. What a wild franchise that's been successful. Saw it through to the end. 3 movies, and they were all successful, and they've all made money. Great. I'm glad.
And really more so that they're working on a fourth one.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Of course. Wow.
Okay. This is printing money. Of course they are.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It literally is. Yeah, it sure is printing money.
All right. What is your last one then?
This is where I knuckleball it. Doom from 2005. I could have said the other video game movie that came out that year, Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark, starring Christian Slater and Tara Reid.
Well, I'm choosing Uwe Boll's House of the Dead for number.
No, you
last.
are.
I'm just kidding. No.
Not. No, you are not.
All right, tell us about Doom.
Doom is a great movie. It is. It's fun. Okay. It's Carl Urban, it's The Rock, it's Rosamund Pike. I mean, Carl Urban is not bad in anything he's ever been in. The Rock, not so much. But Carl Urban's so much fun, and he's the main character of the movie. Like, it's not a Rock movie, it's a Carl Urban movie. So that's why I resonate with it. And I'm a huge Doom guy. I played Doom a lot growing up. That's something that my dad and I played when I was a kid on the computer. So I have a lot of love for first-person shooters, and I have a lot of love for Doom. And yeah, it's maybe not the best movie, but it's fun, it's dumb, it's big and loud, and it's exactly what a Doom movie needs to be, in my opinion. Like, Doom is a franchise that wears its influences on its sleeve. It's heavy metal, it's hardcore, you're ripping demons apart and ripping their eyeballs out and jamming their horns into their mouths and all sorts of vile things. So Doom probably hasn't been adapted to the fullest extent it needs to be. Maybe Astron 6 could adapt Doom and turn it into something truly like Psycho Gorman, the Void level of body horror and rip and tear and, you know, pulling demons apart, but this checks enough of the boxes for me as a fan of the franchise to say, you know, check it out. The sequel is just a mess. So, you know, don't watch Doom Annihilation, but the Doom film from 2005, I think, is fun.
I gotta be honest, I barely remember this movie. Carl Urban's great. I will agree with that. I need to see it again. Well, I probably don't need to see it again, but
yeah, you do. Yeah. You have a flight to Seattle tomorrow. You could watch it on the plane.
I got stuff to do.
That doesn't involve this.
It's true. One movie that I think I could give you 150 chances, and you'd never know what I was about to say. I am excited because I don't think you've seen this movie. In fact, I'm fairly certain you haven't. My movie is from 2019. It is a Taiwanese psychological horror movie called Detention. Detention is basically a sort of similar movie to Silent Hill in a few ways, especially in a lot of the visuals. But this is a movie that is set during 1962, during the White Terror period. And it's about two of the students that are sort of stuck in their high school at night and trying to find a missing teacher. And it's this weird mix of like surreal psychological horror and some awkward situations that you don't really know what's happening, but the undercurrent of what it sounds like is happening just makes you feel gross. And then you get some scenes of true, like, visceral disgust and terror. And I love this movie. This movie is one of the first movies that I watched that made me like deep dive research for a week afterwards, because I realized I'm just an ignorant American and I know nothing about the White Terror period in Taiwan. Looked it up and was appalled and immediately had to go read like a whole bunch of shit about it. Love this movie. Everybody needs to see it. It got a physical media release here in the US from one of the OCN partner labels. Check out Detention from 2019.
I have heard of it. I have not seen it. So I half of the equation.
Better than it could have been. Yeah.
That's right. I have an interesting question to round this episode out. What, in your opinion, is the worst video game adaptation that you have seen? Because that's the thing here, right? Like, the fact that the ones we talked about are good is kind of the outlier in this argument. That's been the whole argument about video game adaptations.
Right.
Is none of them have been good, and now in the last 5-6 years, we've been getting good video game adaptations. So, by your approximation, what's the worst one? Because I have an answer, and I think it's an answer that's going to come from the same place of a lot of people. Because the promise was there. The director, I think, could have been interesting, and it ended up just being a complete and utter mess, which I have seen even. I wouldn't comment on any of these if I hadn't seen them. It is a movie that I am genuinely appalled by in a lot of ways, but I'm curious if you have an answer.
Scrolling through one of the lists real quick, I think the only one that I can say that fits everything that you just said that I've seen made by somebody that could be interesting, that is truly appalling, is DOA, Dead or Alive.
Oh, okay. I went with Borderlands.
See, I've never seen Borderlands, actually.
Or yeah, Borderlands is really an affront to both fans of the video game, which are many. It is a very popular video game franchise. Obviously, unpopular franchises do not get adapted. But Eli Roth could have been an interesting director because he's a very subversive guy who kind of has his finger on the pulse of things. It is a really bad movie. And yeah, like, I don't know why he adapted it. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why Jamie Lee Curtis's just like breasts are out the entire film, more or less. It's a strange movie. It has, again, it is the example that proves the rule of Jack Black being good in video game movies, because he's also in it as Claptrap, and he can't save it. Cate Blanchett should never have been in that movie. Kevin Hart is in that movie. Like, yeah. I don't understand whatsoever whose idea.
Gina Gershon.
Also, her breasts are just hanging out in the movie. I'm not like, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there is just a lot of like weird cleavage in the movie that just seems completely unnecessary. And it's like, Eli Roth, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I didn't understand the reasoning behind it. I didn't understand why anyone went and saw it. And by all approximations, nobody did. So.
Yeah, I get it. I've never played Borderlands, so I don't have the affinity for it. I know everybody that did seem to hate the fucking movie, so that's a good answer. If Erica's watching, she's gonna be very happy that you talked down about Eli Roth because she hates him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his either, like, whatsoever. I think that Eli Roth has a lot of positive things he's done for the film community, but there's also a lot of stuff where I'm like, Eli, like, I'm just not. I don't vibe with you, man.
Yeah.
He's directing a movie called Ice Cream Man this year.
I can't wait to see it. Yeah,
sounds
eager for it.
interesting.
And then hopefully the Thanksgiving sequel here soon too.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that Thanksgiving. Like, that was the thing. Eli Roth for me, like, I went from Thanksgiving, which I loved. Speaking of the grindhouse of all of this, to go all the way back to what we were talking about at the opening of the show, like, that movie's amazing. It's so much fun. It's way better than it has any right to be. And then he makes Borderlands. Like, what? Like, that was such a return to form for me with Eli Roth. And then, like, he just like went and just like soured all of it with a really lackluster attempt at a video game adaptation. I think video game adaptations are very hard. Like, I don't think they're easy. And I think for me, like, as someone who loves video games, I think it's best to be long form with it. Like Fallout, I know some people don't like it, but Fallout as a TV show is great. Last of Us was great. They're making a God of War TV show. That Halo show wasn't as terrible as it could have been. There's a lot of options out there to adapt video games. I don't think film is the best way to do it. Film as in a movie. I think TV is the best way to do it. So
understandable. Totally get that. This has been a fun conversation.
Yeah, I think so. It's a shame we never got to do it on Film Foundations.
Yeah, that was one of the plans for sure. Speaking of Film Foundations, pick a show. Tell everybody about one of the shows on Weirding Way Media that's not a Chris Stachiw podcast.
God, there are so many. The Projection Booth is obviously the big one. That's Mike White's show where he talks about movies once, sometimes 2 or even 3 times a week, covering all genres, new, old, mostly things that you probably are less familiar with. They're, less mainstream stuff, which is why I love Mike's show. Midnight Viewing is also great. That's Father Malone's horror anthology show where he covers horror anthology series of shows. Feminine Critique is great. Emily Intraravia, excuse me. Her show is fantastic. Mike has been on there a couple times. She always does some really interesting coverage around the holidays with covering like Hallmark movies. And I think last year she covered that Christmas in Connecticut film, which has Chevy Chase. And then the big one, the award-winning one, 80s TV Ladies, which is hosted by Susan Lambert and Sharon Johnson. They talk about 80s TV shows with a primarily feminine or female cast from a feminine perspective. So those are the shows that I would, preach the praises of. So Film Foundations, though, was a fun time. Last time I was on here, we were talking about the show being kiboshed. So I guess we stuck to it, Ryan.
We have not done an episode since then, and this seemingly probably won't be happening anytime soon at this point.
No, unfortunately, it would seem that way, yes.
Unfortunately, but also fortunately. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Been a good show. Glad you were here. Glad to talk to you.
Thank you for
more.
having me.
Always. Everybody, see y'all next Thursday. It's, of course, the first Thursday of the month, which means the good doctor will be here next week, Chris.
I'm disappointed that he's not here now with us. He's probably we all know that West Coast elite's probably in bed with a nice glass.
West Coast elite.
Well, he's a West Coast elite in an East Coast body.
Yes.
He's probably in bed right now with a warm glass of milk with his nightcap on, sitting in bed reading something more interesting than either one of us could ever imagine. So
that's a shout out, Will. Good night. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday. Stay safe out there. And as usual, fuck guys. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description